Hollywood prostitute Divine Brown has written a book describing in lurid detail exactly what she did with Hugh Grant. The book sells for $25, but for $35, she'll show you. At the White House this week, President Clinton officially came out against same-sex marriages. What's more, the president said he is not too crazy about opposite-sex marriages either. A new FBI study shows that for the first time, Americans are more likely to be killed by a stranger than a loved one or acquaintance. Their advice? Introduce yourself to as many people as possible. The American Academy of Pediatrics has released an updated list of unsafe baby products. Topping the list this year is the really, 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 really high chair. Well, Dr. Jack Kevorkian was responsible for another death this week, this time a 58-year-old woman. She is the 26th of Kevorkian's patients to die since 1990. When are people going to realize he is not a good doctor? Do not go to this man. The richest girl in the world, billionaire Athena Onassis, celebrated her 10th birthday this week. What's it like to be the richest girl in the world? Well, to give you some idea, at the party, they had 2 cakes. A new hangover-free vodka is on the market. Yeah, the ads claim that the 80-proof vodka is so pure, it's virtually headache-free. But before you run out and buy it, remember, it causes massive anal bleeding. Julia Roberts told reporters this week that her marriage to Lyle Lovett has been over for some time. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Julia Roberts and that she was married to Lyle Lovett. The results are in for 1995, and once again, Microsoft CEO Bill Gates is the richest man in America. Gates says that he is grateful for his huge financial success, but it still makes him sad when he looks around and sees other people who have any money whatsoever. In a brilliant move during closing arguments, Simpson attorney Johnny Cochran put on the knit cap prosecutors say O.J. wore the night he committed the murders. Although O.J. may have hurt his case when he suddenly blurted out, "Hey, easy with that. That's my lucky stabbing hat." And in music news, #1 on the college charts this summer was Better Than Ezra. And at #2, Ezra. According to a controversial new biography, Elizabeth Taylor likes her lovemaking loud, rough, and frequent. Coincidentally, that's also how she likes to eat. Well, it's official. There you go. Michael Jordan is leaving baseball to return to basketball. It is unclear whether the media will now refer to him by his old basketball nickname, Air Jordan, or his more recent baseball nickname, Senior Crappy. In Walnut Creek, California, anyone who turns in his gun can get free therapy. And anyone who doesn't turn in his gun can get free anything. Well, earlier this week, actor Marlon Brando met with Jewish leaders to apologize for comments he made on Larry King Live. Among them that, quote, Hollywood is run by Jews. The Jewish leaders accepted the actor's apology and announced that Brando is now free to work again. At Virginia Commonwealth University, a professor is being sued following revelations that he spanked one of his students. It was the student's parents who first became suspicious when they asked, "What kind of marks are you getting?" And she replied, "Big red ones on my ass." So... Yippee! Jerry Rubin died last week. Oh, I'm sorry, that should read, Yippee Jerry Rubin died last week. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. My mistake completely. Just, I didn't read it right. Former First Lady Nancy Reagan reports that her husband has been relaxing at their ranch, riding horses and chopping wood. Sadly, eyewitnesses report that he was actually riding wood and chopping horses. It was revealed this week that mass murderer Richard Speck, while serving a life term in prison, was videotaped with hormone-induced breasts, snorting cocaine, and having sex with a man. The film was apparently made with prison video equipment and a $300,000 grant from the National Endowment for the Arts. Dr. James Watts, a neurosurgeon who performed the first frontal lobotomy, died this week in Washington. If you recall, a lobotomy involves drilling holes in the skull and then inserting and rotating a knife to destroy brain cells. What a genius. He'll be missed.
Try and crack your code every day, thinking about every word that we say.
World have ordered their ride, the Extra Terror Estrial, to be shut down until it can be made scarier. When the attraction reopens in 2 weeks, it will be exactly the same, but missing 6 bolts. Last week, during his latest trial on charges of assisted suicide, Dr. Jack Kevorkian startled a Michigan courtroom when he stood up and shouted, "This is a lynching." Everyone turned to look, and sure enough, he just lynched some old guy. Garry Kasparov tied Deep Blue, the IBM supercomputer that can examine 200 million positions per second, in the 4th game of their 6-game series. Earlier in the week, Kasparov admitted he made a catastrophic blunder in Game 2 when he failed to force a draw by moving rook to E8. With all due respect to Mr. Kasparov, what the hell were you thinking? A French man who calls himself the Snake Man was arrested this week after climbing up the side of a Manhattan high-rise. Yep, he climbed right up the side of a high-rise, just like a snake. In North Dakota this week, a hunter narrowly escaped death when a pocket knife in his breast pocket deflected a bullet shot by another hunter. Man, you know we have too many weapons in this country when people are getting shot in the knife. And that's it. See you next week, folks. I started to think about it, you know, and plus I drank a lot of whiskey, and then afterwards,
the edge off it a little, I'm
yeah,
guessing.
I just thought, like that. Before you knew it, I was so crazily drunk, like just drunk out of my mind. And so then time passes in a weird way and everything. And my friends, they wanted to leave the bar.
Right.
Like, yeah, let's go, right? And I'm like, ah! I got like crazy all of a sudden, right? So I'm like, why should I leave? We're having fun here at the bar. You guys leave if you want, right? So I was like real drunk, and everybody was like cool. It was like a Western. It had a jukebox, you know, one of those. Guy gives you a whole bottle there, you know, and you go, ah. And then...
That's what you do when you're drinking, ah. You a pirate all of a sudden?
And then he came out, he's in a wheelchair, and he talks like this. He goes, ah. And, he was, I'll get you a couple of hot, dirty broads, you know, and then while you're having sex with them, I'll come into my wheelchair, you know? Who knows what it means? You're not going to walk into a bathroom and all of a sudden Farrah Fawcett's like, ah, you know? You're not going to...
What? I love it.
What I'm saying is, why would a famous...
Wait, what was she doing? What was that, some sort of cervical belt sander thing, or what was that?
What are you, Linda Blair?
They do. That's what they do. Right?
That's what ladies that I know do. But I'll tell you this about Johnny Depp. He's taken this sexiest man alive thing and he's using it to his benefit, as all good people in show business should. The new movie he's doing, Pirates of the Caribbean 3, he'll be doing full frontal nudity to...
Is that true?
Yeah, it's rated R!
Oh my God! What the hell was that? I pick up the blue.
Why is it that in some sports, like beach volleyball or snowboarding, the women are breathtakingly beautiful, and you would think they would be big, big. So you think they'd be big monsters of ladies?
Why would you think that, though?
Well, like softball.
Well, we can't be
I keep reading like feud. There's no feud because
No, there's not.
I never did anything to him.
That's right.
For a feud, I'd have to be going, ah! You know? So I take out the mustard, I go, ah! And I throw the mustard out. Yeah. So I go to the gym, and holy Lord, have you ever been to one of these?
No, I don't go.
They're crazy. Yeah. You gotta like, they got the weights, you know? Yeah. That's the big thing,
the big
weights.
weight machines, sure.
So you gotta like lift the weight, it's really heavy, and then you gotta put it down, then afterwards lift it again, right away. And it's endless. It's like hundreds of lifting. And then afterwards, you're just like sore and you're not vigorous at all. And I don't know how to drive a car, you know.
You don't drive at all?
No, I never learned how.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't like them. I find them dangerous, you know? Like, you drive and you're in a car and you're going like 70 and then another car comes, he's going 70, right? And then there's like a foot between you, you know? Yeah. You're like, and they're honking, they're honking. And then who knows what, it's only a foot, you know? You know, like imagine you're in a plane and you're flying and you look out, there's some plane wreckage on a mountain, right? Or a plane comes beside you like 10 feet. He's honking, you know?
That's sky rage.
Hey, wait a second here. Hey! Because that's all the heart understands is violence, you know? And so they get there early, they go, and then your heart's like, I wasn't going to kill him. I am going to preemptively attack my hearse. And before it does anything, I'll just be like, my hearse, like, well, I didn't do anything. You go, right, Sonny, you're not going to. Like, one time I remember I was under the influence of the demon rum and, by God, I started punching my newborn in the face. Yeah. This is the amount of time that you think about sex. Every once in a while. But then the problem becomes, when you think about it, is all you can think about. You know, you're just like, like a f***ing werewolf or something. Like, usually you're a civilized human being. But then every couple of days, you're like, the cancer's going to jump up and go, Uncle Bert's wife. Where is he? I won fair and square. You're like, your mind's gone. Your mind is gone. That's all I know. Like, I am you. My is going, hello? Yeah, hey, Frank, what's going on? Yeah, I remember that shirt. What about that? I gotta go. You know. You know, because... Fucking suck that venom. Yeah, you fucking suck that fucking venom. Yeah, you want to spit it out? You got a fucking mouth load. I'll fucking shoot it out of your face, you fucking cunt. You fucking whore.
Oh, thanks, dude. I didn't get any of that in my mouth.
Yeah, no problem, man. We'll be back with Simon Helber. You fucking sit down.
Norm used to do a lot of jokes about that, going back in time to kill Hitler.
Yeah,
but he said like he just thinks he would go back and he would be converted. He would just fall into the gaze of his dark black eyes.
Dude, the
People always fucking want to murder Hitler with their time machine, right? But then I feel if I got back there, I'd be afraid of falling under the spell of his fucking beautiful eyes.
It's true. You
and
want
oratory, and
be
then,
locked in the gaze.
Yeah, and then I join the fucking party,
That's
knowing
his
me.
thing. He gives you his full attention. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, maybe there's
Norm,
something to this guy.
No, but before you ask another
420 is one of my favorite comedy clips.
We came up with that on the way to the studio.
It's
we were just
so
like,
good.
I was like,
Dude,
dude,
you know what I'm talking about? It's 420 on their podcast, him and Norm's podcast.
we were
And Norm's like, look, he's like 420, and he's like, you're saying it's about smoking weed.
Yeah. So this is what they say. 420 is a code term used primarily in North America that refers to the consumption of cannabis and, by extension, a way to identify oneself with cannabis subculture.
He goes to the Wikipedia and he's like, oh, look at that. It was a statesman from Austria.
Yeah, I remember.
And then he starts reading about it. And then he's like, he did this.
Odd-looking duck.
Odd looking duck, but he has black eyes. Yeah. And then he goes, oh, hold the fort. Hated Jews. And then you go, well, he's dead. He goes, I didn't even know he was sick. It's so good, dude.
Yeah. That's not what mine says.
What does yours say?
Mine says 420 was the birthday of Austrian-born German politician and the leader of the National Socialist German Workers' Party. A fella went by the name of Adolf Hitler. But this guy, there's a picture of him. Adolf Hitler, very compelling kind of a figure. Odd-looking duck. But there's something about his eyes. Hypnotic. His eyes are almost entirely black. He was a decorated veteran of World War I. And he joined the war. Hold the fort. He hated Jews.
How funny was it? The 9/11 Airlines.
Oh my God!
How'd you sit through this? How do you do this? 9/11 Airlines. He's like,
Hey, for the 9th consecutive year, Nick, JetBlue Airlines ranked first for satisfaction among all North American airlines. But you know what ranked least in satisfaction? 9/11 Airlines. What a terrible name for an airline. It reminds me of that tragedy. Oh, 9/11. Yeah, don't laugh at 9/11 again.
I was drudging through blood and bones in Manhattan to find my brother. It turns out he was in Northern Canada. 9/11 Airlines reminds me of that tragedy. You know what the number one worst airline was? 9/11 Airlines. It reminds me of that tragedy. Dude.
I tried to tell him not to laugh. Adam. I know. I walked through blood and bones in the streets of Manhattan trying to find my brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was in northern Canada.
Is that when we just started, when we looked at each other and just started laughing?
Everyone was just like, what the fuck?
Were you in New York when the Twin Towers fell?
No, I was in Los Angeles.
Well, either way, it was a national tragedy. It was.
Yeah, I know.
9/11. We're going to go to hell.
The hole you can get into on YouTube with all of his stuff,
Norm?
it's just crazy.
Oh, he was my favorite comic of all time.
It's fucked up.
He was. Have you been watching Bernie Mac though?
I do love fucking Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac, dude. And obviously Norm.
Yeah, but Norm, even before I ever met the guy, he was always my favorite comic. I thought he was brilliant.
Do you want to hear my impression of the
That's gonna be you if you don't lose weight.
You want to hear my impression of the 9/11 call from Johnny Carson?
911 call.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. But 9/11 was a national tragedy.
Yes, it was.
Why do you laugh at that?
You said me.
Johnny Carson died at 80 years old.
Okay, Johnny Carson died at 80 years old. Would you like to hear my impression?
Poor Mrs. Lane.
He asked me to watch Chris Farley before he died. He said, you got to come to the after party at SNL, the one he did right before he died. So I go to the after party, and Chris...
Norm or Chris?
Well, me
Who
and
died?
Norm...
Sorry, Joby's still on the phone.
Me and Norm are watching Chris Farley, okay? Norm has to go talk to somebody. He goes, watch Farley. Farley disappears into a bathroom with Andy Dick for 5 minutes. Comes out in 5 minutes, smiling, whatever. Norm comes back and goes, how's it going? I go, well, I got bad news. Farley disappeared into a bathroom with Andy Dick. And I got to tell you, man, there's only two reasons a guy goes into a bathroom with Andy Dick. Neither one is good. And Norm went, holy fuck, I hope he's high.
Let me hear this.
I had to help watch. I had to help watch. Okay. So this is how fast Norm is, though. This is a testament to Norm's wit. So I'm at the party, and Norm is talking to somebody, and I'm watching.
Do you have a normal knife?
I'm on coke. I'm coked up. So I see Farley disappear into a bathroom with Andy Dick. Okay, him and Andy go into a bathroom. Yeah. They come out 5 minutes later, they're giggling. Norm goes over to me. He goes,
The red.
what's going on with Chris?
Give it
I
to
go,
me.
Bad news, bro. He goes, what? I go,
Give me the knife.
"You went to a bathroom with Andy Dick." I said, there's only two reasons a man goes into a bathroom with Andy Dick, and neither one of them's good. And Norm looked at me without missing a beat and said, holy fuck, I hope he's high.
Do you get it? I never heard that.
He went, holy fuck, I hope he's high.
Norm is so fucking funny, dude.
Good news he was high.
Whoever sent that, I love you. That is so good.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
He had the complexion of wet cardboard. I've never seen a man look more unhealthy.
Dude, I went to a strip club with him in Toronto.
Me?
We shot a
No.
movie in Toronto. We had chicks hanging.
But you remind me of a guy that's good at fucking.
I love it.
Fucking and sucking. Part of the death squad? Okay.
But I have had problems with them.
Yeah.
They tried to derail me years ago. Well, because I was in cahoots with Mencia, they thought.
Okay.
Oh, right.
So when the whole Carlos Mencia, Joe Rogan thing happened, they had me on tape. Right? Like, I didn't know that Joe Rogan was... I love Joe. He's a friend of mine. Yeah. Joe, if you're listening, we're good, right? But the thing is that I didn't know that he was taping me. So I said, yeah, Mencia steals.
Doing Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee's his friend.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
That's Ned Holness.
Oh, I know Ned Holness. Yeah, he's really good. Hey, does all that stuff?
How's he doing?
Hey! All that stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, Ned.
Do a couple minutes of his material.
Well, I'll just do some of my material and then it'll be the same. You know, so I'll just talk about myself.
What has he ever stolen from you?
I used to do this bit about how I was so small that my dad would have to get on my shoulders to get on a ride at Disneyland.
Right.
Then he did a bit, literally, but this is, I can't do it. But where's this going?
Who cares? What the fuck? It's reality.
Anyway, it's good to see you.
This is the reason why comedians get away with stealing. Because comedians like you are afraid of confrontation.
And then I also said that I sucked my cousin's dick.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
That's a sharp left.
Yeah, which I didn't know there was a camera on.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm not gay, but in high school I sucked my cousin's dick.
Yeah,
sure.
And then also on top of that, I said that Vietnamese people were jungle Asians, which I had to apologize to the Vietnamese people, and I apologized. That's what I said back then.
Do you mean he put this up on the internet or
then
something?
Then he put it on the internet. Death Squad did,
shit.
right?
Yeah, what did I say?
So he had to publicly make an apology to the Vietnamese community because he called you guys, and he calls Filipinos this too. He calls us all jungle gooks or jungle Asians.
not
Jungle,
gooks.
not
That's
gooks,
what you're
jungle
saying.
Asians.
That's by saying jungle gooks, you make it worse.
He said jungle
Yeah.
Asians.
But
How do you justify that? What
Well, because you guys live in the fucking jungle. What do you mean? How do I justify it?
We don't live in the jungle.
All right, so if I go to Vietnam, is there a jungle there?
There is a jungle. There's a jungle in plenty of other countries.
There's not a jungle in Korea.
I'm sure you guys have rainforests.
No, we don't at all. It's trees. Like it looks like Denver.
You're trying to say Korea is Denver.
Yeah, it's.
And all of a sudden now, right? My aunt, you know, my cousin's mom calls me. He didn't suck your dick.
No, you sucked his dick.
Yeah, no, we sucked each other's dick.
Oh,
Yeah, and vice versa, right? When you're single trying to attract a partner, it's important to project the qualities you desire, which I understand, but boy, oh boy, have I had to suck a lot of dick lately.
That's sort of like a Bobby Lee joke.
It is a lot like a Bobby Lee.
All right. What about this one? This is for you.
I didn't. You know what I mean? And then my mom, that's my mom's sister, they didn't talk, and then she died.
Oh, no. Oh, Jesus Christ.
She died, right?
Story.
See, so the last thing that, you know what I mean, I heard from my aunt is you didn't suck each other's dick. And then a couple years later, my mom, they stopped talking, and then she died.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Famous last words.
Yeah, I love Death Squad.
Yeah. How many views did it get?
Millions.
Oh,
but then over the years, though, I made my way back into the group, and now we're all good.
So you opened for Mencia, which made you the enemy of the Death Squad.
Yeah. Because
It's like a Bruce Lee movie.
Yeah, it's just like it.
So the Death Squad.
I don't know what Bruce Lee movie.
They're comedians.
Yeah.
Well, don't you think Death Squad makes more sense in a Bruce Lee movie than a comedy
that
club?
is true, that is true.
I went to a comedy club, and then the next week the Death Squad were there. It was just odd. I don't know. And they acted like it was a normal thing. And I said, you know who's here next week? I said, who? The Death Squad.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind. Still in line.
I mean, when was the last time you did Rogan?
Oh.
Okay.
What?
12 years ago.
Wow.
For real?
What
Is
happened?
it, and it's because you are a big vaxxer, right? And you just said, I hate him now?
No, I want to do it. It's just I don't know how.
I bet Shab could get you in. All right.
It's a good one.
You know Bobby's new movie.
No, it's okay. It's
about a boy.
It's okay.
All right.
Thinking about the tattoo, I'm gonna get 2 big M's on my ass. So when I'm standing right up, it's gonna say Mom. When I stand upside down, it's gonna be Wow. What do you think?
I'm dumbfounded.
Mom and Wow.
It's just an M and an M.
I know.
Where's the O? I had to go there, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
You know the joke about B.B. King's wife? No. You don't? No, I don't think so.
BB's having a birthday, so she wants to surprise him. So she goes to the tattoo parlor. She says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. So the guy does it. She goes home. BB comes home. She opens the door, bends over, drops her shorts, and says, surprise! He said, who's Bob?
That's great.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The one and only Super Dave Osborne and his joke about
Yeah, tell that to Michael Richards, man.
Well, that's not a racist joke.
Yeah, sure it isn't.
Who's Bob?
Yeah, you know, that's the way you want to broadcasting and stereotypes, 97.9
I'll tell you
FM.
what, let's do it this way.
Yeah.
Bob Hope's wife goes to a tattoo parlor.
No, but you chose an African American.
Well, the Bob Hope is dead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And she says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. She comes home. Bob Hope comes home. She bends over, pulls her pants down, and he faints.
Now Bob Hope is dead.
Yeah, I know.
Bring me the body of the great Bob Hope. If he struggles a lot, tie him up with a rope. If he smells a bit, wash him down with soap. Just bring me the body of the great Bob Hope.
Bring me the body of the great Bob Hope. Another song by Super Dave Osborne and Norm MacDonald. They've collaborated together on a great new CD, Music from Dead People. And this.
Nobody's gonna change, you won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me, and I might act okay. Say things will stay the same. Say I'm all I need.
I don't know if you got enough ink for his
Cover
I don't know if you got
Victoria, help me out, Victoria.
Here we go. Glove time.
No, you need more than gloves. Come on.
Some jokes.
All right, but
that's all right.
But you know, are these street jokes?
No.
So you wrote them?
They're not. Someone wrote them.
Some of them wrote that you know.
Yeah, some people in this
Okay, cool. When you're single trying to attract a partner, it's important to project the qualities you desire, which I understand, but boy, oh boy, have I had to suck a lot of dick lately.
That's sort of like a Bobby Lee joke.
It is a lot like a Bobby Lee.
All right.
I went out to buy a California Pizza Kitchen signature pepperoni frozen flatbread, and by the time I got home, it was perfectly cooked and entirely eaten. 100% true.
Oh, you ate it. See, I love Bobby laughs. I love the laughs. It's just weird, right? Just some of them are odd. I'm not going to lie to you.
This is a joke.
Well, some of them.
But this is a joke.
I think technically.
Like an observational joke? I signed up for my company's 401k, but I don't think I can run that far.
It is a long way. Wait, I got to get one that's going to make Bobby happy. I don't like when he scowls after that. You ever hear of steampunk?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, there's a joke for you.
I wouldn't call myself a fan of steampunk, but I will say it's the healthiest way to prepare punk. There is an Asian guy in Texas, right? This guy, his name is Mark. He taught Pablo Francisco how to do impressions back in the 90s, late 90s. Wow. For many years, 15 years, his stage name was Chinaman.
As racial, I should say, epithets go, that seems to me to be the least offensive one. Because it's literally man from China.
I know.
I know.
I think Chinaman is it's okay.
Except it refers to all Asians.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But as an epithet, though, don't you think Chinaman is the least offensive?
I do. I
man
mean,
from China.
Unless it's a woman, but.
Yeah,
but
then you'd say Chinaman woman.
Chinaman woman.
But it's literally man from China.
I couldn't agree more. I'm not.
Also, dude, Chinaman is not the preferred nomenclature. Asian American, please.
Walter, this isn't a guy who built the railroads here. This is a guy.
What the fuck are you?
Because what about this? If you say Asian, right, then that's everybody from that entire continent.
It's more specific.
Meanwhile, Chinese hate Japanese.
Well, I mean, you're now one. Okay.
Well, I mean, they raped their Nanking.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
You don't forget that. Somebody rapes your Nanking.
Why isn't that in USA Today?
Yeah, it's in USA Today. Bob Hope, make God laugh. So I stopped. I'm like, hey, Jamie, Bob Hope never played the fucking Laugh Factory. And he's like, oh yeah. I'm like, what? And he's like, one time he came in, man, and he said to me, can I do 5 minutes? I say, can you do 5 minutes? You Bob Hope.
Is he Chinese?
I know, I can't do him. Every time I do him, people say that sounds like a Chinaman. And I go, that's not a nice thing to call Asians. You know? Why do people do that?
Tell me some of the Asian things that, like, you know.
Like what you would call a guy.
Small penis?
No, like names, yeah.
Oh, well, yellow, yeah.
Yellow?
Yeah.
Who says that?
Who says yellow?
You're a coward.
Hey, yellow.
No, that's Yeller.
You're Yeller.
Yeah.
I've never heard of yellow.
No, I never.
That's our skin color, but.
Yeah, yellow man.
That's just what
yellow man, that's what you say.
God,
you made that up.
Oh, no,
Hey, yellow man, get out of my bar. I've never heard that. No. Do you know all the racial things against Asians? Yeah, can you tell me them?
Well,
I love when the
Guy Aoki got mad at me one time.
Why?
He's the head of the guys that get offended.
Yeah.
In terms
So
of
just
Asians.
tell me something.
Well, he knows them the best.
Yeah.
What about this? I call it the G word. The G word.
Do you know the G one?
Oh, gook?
Yes.
Well, you just said that like it came out so
That's
naturally.
slipped out.
Oh, no.
You're right
You
about
just said it just like, secondhand.
I thought it was a term. I thought it was a term of endearment.
It's not. But can I tell you guys?
Well,
The search continues in the Indian Ocean for the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 as they listen and try to follow the pings. These guys sound like me always listening for pings. The pings are my Chinese neighbors. Jim and Ellen Ping. Nice people, nice folks. Nice folks. Jim.
Is what you said their neighbor was? Jim Ping?
That is my neighbor. A nice fella.
Nice guy?
Let me his abacus
I want to do
yesterday.
this.
Jesus.
Oh, come on, that's not a Chinese guy.
I wasn't saying it was.
That was kind of
What are you,
racist.
Mickey Rooney?
Hey, come on.
I know he's dead,
Have
but
a little
Mickey Rooney
respect.
did a very racist thing like you just did in a movie called Breakfast at Tiffany's by the wonderful Truman Capote.
I wasn't doing anything racist, and you know it. But go ahead.
Obviously, a lot of entertaining celebrities, but Norm Macdonald used to come on our show in the early days, and those were, I thought, great television because we never knew what was happening, and it was always teetering on the edge of, it was all about to blow up. It's all about to fail, and it would always end brilliantly. And then he stopped coming around, and it was just a period that passed. And I was always sad about that because I thought, we're a very celebrity-conscious age, and people always think that the best guests are the biggest celebrities. Sometimes, the best guests are these people that you have a weird connection with, and it's compelling television. People see and they talk to me about it later on. Like I'll be out in the world walking around, and people will say, "I saw that when you were with Harlan or when you were with Norm or with Will, and that really got wild and crazy in a way that they don't see on television now."
Have you, over the years, who are some of the people who have been your go-to people that I just remember Dave in his early years had Terry Garr and he had Sandra Bernhard.
Yes.
And they were kind of magic together. Who are your...
I had so many people. Norm Macdonald was this person who would come, you all know Norm Macdonald, but Norm Macdonald, when we would have him on in the early days, to this day I've never interviewed anybody like Norm Macdonald.
Who was the best guest that you've ever interviewed, and who was the worst?
I love Will Ferrell. I also love Norm Macdonald because he comes on and his stories are all invented. None of them are real. They're all old farmers' daughters jokes. And he pretends he'll come on. I'll say, "What's up, Norm?" He'd be like, the other day I was walking down the road and a pirate comes up. I'm like, "What?" Yeah, a pirate comes along and he's got 3 pigs with him. One of them is wearing a hat, one's got a pipe, and then it's just a complete waste of everybody's time that's absolutely delightful and hilarious. And so I love him.
Your favorite guests are always like the Bill Burr, Norm Macdonald.
Yes.
This might go off the rails really fast.
I
type of
mean,
guys.
yeah. I mean, Norm Macdonald, one of the great talk show guests of all time. He invented something that Norm Macdonald invented this amazing thing that I've never seen anybody do before or since. It's kind of like he split the atom. It was that revolutionary. Norm would come on and he would, instead of telling you a real story, like if I had you on the show and you're like, "Hey, Bill, tell me, well, and remember I was living in Chestnut Hill once," and you would tell a real story about what happened to you in your life. Norm tells old jokes as stories that happened to him.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, "Norm, what are you up to?" And I mean really old jokes from like the 1920s. And he'd be like, "Well, Conan, I don't know if you're aware that I purchased a farm, Conan." I'd be like, "Really? You purchased a..." Yeah, I purchased a farm. Of course, I have 3 daughters." And I'm like, "You have 3 daughters?" "Yeah, I have 3 daughters on the farm. One very attractive. One not as attractive, and of course the third not, kind of. Well, she's ugly, Cohen. She's ugly. And I'd be like, Well, one day this traveling salesman comes to the farm, and he says, "Now, Norm, I tell you." And then it's like he's telling an old traveling salesman joke.
Yeah.
But
you know about halfway through where it's going.
I mean, I usually know. I know kind of what he's doing. I'm laughing that he has the balls to do this. I'm laughing at the audacity. So I don't even care if this joke lands or not. I'm laughing that he's committing to the fact that, no, he doesn't have a farm. He doesn't have 3 daughters. There's no traveling salesman. But he doesn't care in a way that is exhilarating and scary at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And plus, he probably has some people in the audience who are taking completely seriously, right?
Yes. Yeah. He's got some people thinking.
We call them tourists.
Yes. We call them. They're usually from San Bernardino.
Well, Norm had the greatest talk show moment in the history of talk shows with Courtney Thorne Smith.
That was epic. That was so great. And it's funny because
it's lived on. Who knew that we were going to have YouTube eventually where we could just queue it up on command?
God bless YouTube. I had no idea when those things were happening. I thought, we're talking 1993, 94. When those things were happening, I thought, what did I know? I just thought if you were up and you saw it, that means you saw you saw an amazing thing happen. And if you, and then maybe if I get to stay on the air long enough, we'll have a 1-year anniversary show and maybe you'll see it then. But if you're not there for that, it's gone. And now I meet people, that around the world that will say, "Oh, I just saw that thing with you and Norm and Courtney Thorne Smith." And I'll think, that was a moment of my life when I was 30.
Yeah.
And I'm like 85 now. Like, how is that possible?
Straight to the heart. I went a long time acting like I wasn't broken apart by you.
Everybody knows now Norm MacDonald died 2 days ago. And I got the news like everyone else, just absolutely stunned. Had no idea that Norm had not only been very ill, but been very ill for a very long time. None of us had any idea. And there's been this seismic reaction, which is appropriate, completely appropriate in the comedy world. And a lot's been said about Norm. And I just had this very strong feeling yesterday that I needed to talk to people about it and talk to people who, like me, experience Norm in the moment and really try and understand what it was about this man, this very improbable, unusual man. What made him so different? And I maintain that, we are accustomed, sadly, to losing funny, talented people all the time, and we grow accustomed to it. I think Norm's impact is only going to grow, and I think his significance in comedy is only going to expand over time because he was such an incredible talent, and trying to describe what made Norm different is so difficult. And I think so far I've read everything that's out there, and I'm hearing, to be fair, people were all taken by surprise. You're just hearing he was an original and there was no one like Norm. And I keep thinking, no one's getting to it. And I just wanted to take a stab today to try and understand what exactly it was about this guy that was so brilliantly unusual and is going to be so lasting, and his work is so important. And one of the things that speaks to, was having a conversation with Jim Downey, and in the wake of Norm's death, and Jim Downey, and I was trying to get to what is it that made Norm so different, and he reminded me. He said, on Weekend Update, we would do there's a dress rehearsal, which I know because I worked at Saturday Night Live. There's a dress rehearsal, and he said the best way to test a joke on Weekend Update is at dress rehearsal. If it does well at dress rehearsal, it will do well on air. If it doesn't do well at dress rehearsal, it will bomb on air. It's the best way to test it. And he said that Norm would do a joke at dress rehearsal that they both loved, and it would get nothing. And when Weekend Update was over, Jim would say, yeah, it's too bad that joke didn't do well. And Norm would say, like, yeah, I know, but we got to do it. So he would do jokes that he knew were going to get nothing.
Yeah.
If he thought the joke was worthwhile, he didn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is very uncommon. That is very...
Well, he never pandered.
He didn't pander at all. And that takes... that's what made me think about the line you said so many years ago, Andy. Like, it almost terrifies me, his fearlessness, because it was the thing he did so many times on our show, which I thought was absolutely outrageous, was he would launch into these long stories that you quickly realized were farmers' daughter jokes,
or shaggy dog
stories.
Just absolute horseshit.
Absolute horseshit stories. And he would go on and on and on. And I'm so happy that the moth joke has been getting circulated so much from our Tonight Show, because it is completely outrageous what he's doing. It is, it's the Tonight Show, and he is telling this very long story, and he's taking all the time in the world. And I love it just because even though I was there, I'm delighted every time I see it.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, I'm delighted with it, because what he's doing breaks every rule. Brevity is the soul of wit. That is the rule.
Yeah.
Keep it, and man, he completely, like Picasso, blew up the form. He goes and he tells this joke forever, and then finally gets to this punchline, and you can see that everyone's delighted, but he has broken every rule in the book. And I was talking to Lori Joe, and I asked her if it's okay if I related this, and she said it was okay. But she said that not too long ago, someone asked Norm about the moth story that he told on our Tonight Show, and that she said, the guy wanted to know what made you have the nerve to do that, and that he said that, it was that goddamn Frank Smiley. He said, I was only supposed to do one segment, and then suddenly in the commercial break, Frank came over and said, like, you're doing another one, because whenever I had Norm, I was greedy. I wanted more Norm. I always wanted more Norm. And so he didn't know that we were going to ask him to do a second segment. He had nothing planned, absolutely nothing planned. And so as recently as like not that long ago, I think this was a couple of months ago, he was telling somebody, damn it, that was Frank Smiley. Hey, get back out there. Conan wants more.
So he heard that joke from Colin Quinn. And he did the segment. And it was he had 7 minutes prepared.
Yeah.
And so he basically, you say, and then he's done. You say, we'll be right back with more Norm. And he goes, I've got nothing to say.
Yeah.
So then he remembered the Colin joke, and it was a 20-second joke. So he asked you, how long is the segment? And he was hoping you'd say 20 seconds.
Right.
But you said 7 minutes.
Yep.
So it became a 7-minute joke.
Yeah, and he's doing that. This has to be understood. He's doing this on the fly.
Yep.
So his way to slow it down that he came up with on the fly is he invents
It's a Chekhov play.
It's a Chekhov play
with Russian names.
With Russian names, and there's a sadness, an ineffable sadness in life weighing on the character's soul. And and I'm thinking, who I've never met anybody who would take that chance and make that choice. And I'll never meet anybody like him again.
He was the ballsiest comedian in the history of comedians.
He was taking that, and he was saying, like, the joke doesn't matter. Like that, he would watching that, seeing that clip again. You're getting to see his brain. Yeah. He's just showing you his brain, and the notion that the joke is the thing. The joke isn't the thing.
No, it's the journey.
It's taking a stroll through this guy's brain and hearing the choices that he makes and what he has to say, and and I think that was like kind of what, like, there was so much of like what he would say, like, well, that doesn't matter, this matters, and what mattered to him was his own self-expression, was spreading his own kind of genius and his own point of view. Like, there's a clip out, he did some roast, and I remember seeing it at the time. I can't remember who it was that he was roasting, but all his jokes
It was Bob Saget.
Was it Bob Saget?
Yes. And it was unbelievable.
It was, but all the jokes were things like, Bob often has a lot of things on, Bob often has things on his mind. It's when he's wearing a hat. Like, it was all these dad jokes, intentionally bombed.
Right.
And then I didn't even know this, but I remember feeling like, okay, Norm, I mean, these are funny, and and you're funny doing them because you can't help but be funny, but this feels a little hostile, why are you breaking from what this, you were invited to a costume party and you came, in a tuxedo, whatever. He didn't play by the rules of the thing. Turns out the producers told him, really go for it, really get him. And Norm was like, you're going to tell me what to do. Here, I'll do this. I'll do the softest, lamest dad jokes I can come up with.
Yeah.
And it was just a fuck you to the producers. It looked weird at the time. It was funny in a way, but it still was just like, it was Norm doing what the fuck he wanted to do.
It was still hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's like Norm couldn't not be funny.
Yeah.
I've had this gnawing regret this last day and a half, and it's reading all this praise for Norm, which again I believe is completely justified and will endure. And it's been a regret that he didn't get to experience this. He took so much flack in his career. He took so much shit. And yes, he knew that he had fans, but I wish, it's a common wish for people, but I wish he had been able to read the stuff that's being written about him. I wish he knew how beloved he is, and also how in awe comedians are of what he did and what he meant, and how
how important he was to the people who are probably the most important people in the world to him.
Yeah. And he, I wish he knew that. And that's the one regret he kept his illness a complete secret from everybody. And that was his choice, and I respect that choice.
See how it's done.
But selfishly for me, I wish I had the chance, and I wish a lot of us wish we had the chance to go in and tell him, you were singular artist, and you've really made a huge difference. And I mean, if nothing else, I don't know of anybody that could make me laugh like that.
Big show. All my buddies are here. We got
Is that what
Dennis.
you're wearing? Hey, unbelievable.
All my friends are here. We got Norm, Kevin, Dennis Miller.
We're all your rowdy friends.
All my rowdy friends are coming over today.
Hey, Dennis. My wife and I just got home from the big show at the WinStar Casino. We flew from Atlanta to Dallas, then drove up there, and we'd do it again. You were right. It was an amazing night by you three. I can't imagine a better crowd for you guys. I know you say coffee's for closers. Well, you must have had a big pot full. You were the perfect choice to close it out. You couldn't have done better if you wore a red hat. And except for the ladies' endless questions about Norm's pecker, the Q&A was a nice touch at the end of the show. I'll also have to make a special trip back there. That video story you noticed coming in, I understand that after Debbie did Dallas, there's some collector tapes of her in Thackerville. Want one?
Well, first off, it was Wackerville. Secondly, I was just amazed as I was driving in on the freeway. Right next to the casino, there was a DVD porn store.
Yeah.
Who's still doing Dick and Mortar at this point? You can literally, they're building keyboards now with a hole for your penis in between the FDSA and the JKL semi, so you can whack and not get thrown off balance-wise. Yeah, you put a little yoke on your penis, and it fits. It's like a rubber. You ever see when doors seal during a shipwreck?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, well, you get your penis in there, and there's like a seal, and, it's airtight, and you work, well, at that point, the makers of the keyboard with the penis hole in between the FDSA and the JKL semi encourage you to call it a flesh toggle. I haven't gone that far, and I don't care if it will get me some money off on my next purchase. But your wiener goes right up through there, and you masturbate, and there's an equilibrium to your self-pleasuring that you don't often find, because, you're either right-handed or left-handed, or you're Ron Jeremy, and that's a whole different thing. Anyway, what's the next one?
Well, no, I just wanted to see what you could share.
That was sweet. Thank you, my friend.
About the big show with Spade and, of course, Norm MacDonald.
Well, I am telling you, the 3-hour flight in and the 3.5-hour flight back, and Spade had chartered a plane because he has a show right now. He handed off to whoever's working. And he called me and said, "Do you have anything?" I said, "Yeah, I can get us there in Fred McMurray's car from Son of Flubber if you want to go." And he said, I'll get an adult jet." But we flew in together, and that's about as hard as I've ever laughed. My back hurt when I got off. Norm's genius. I mean, really, and Spade's brilliant too, but in a much more accessible manner. Norm's like you're out with, Archimedes if he worked Grossingers or something. God, he was funny. And dark. And, I can't, here, I'll be honest with you. I can't say almost anything that was said because it was so crazy.
Yeah, you told me just a couple things, and you definitely can't say those.
And candid. Whew. And the show itself was good, although I do remember Norm getting into it with some long penis discussion with a woman where I mentally went away for a while. It was the first question. To open it up, some woman comes up, looks like, Andy Griffith's girlfriend. And right away she's into talking about Norm's penis, and he's more than happy to go with that.
Oh, yeah.
Norm, but he's the... It's like a cock encounter group or something. Pass it around. So anyway, Spade and I are just sitting there clumsily for around 10 minutes, and, then Norm's into another story about the time his penis was in a road film with Bob Hope. At that point, we just gave up. But Spade's funny in the middle. Jesus, he's funny. And he's horny, and he's just, it's like... It's like you're reading Gulliver, but they've everybody's on a EDD drip or something. It's like little Lilliputians crawling up your knee. Hey, let's fuck. So anyway, it was a great trip, great time. Good to see the boys, but I don't think we'll be going out again because Norm's too hard to nail down.
Yeah.
And Spudley, like I said, is flush right now. He's got that show for now. How's the show doing?
I think the show's doing well, and let's remind people it's called Lights Out. It's on Comedy Central, I think, at 11:30 Monday through Thursday.
I guess he's busy right now, so I won't bug him, but we should probably see if he'll come on sometime. But
Yeah,
don't do it right now. Let give him a couple months. He's got other shit on his mind, and I'll make him feel guilty because we're friends, but I can't do that. Or
We're trying to get he and Norm on together because we had thought about doing something there at the casino, but there were too many moving parts, so that did not happen.
Norm invented, that was the first time this country has ever heard, here's the fake news.
That's right.
I mean,
right?
That's such a big phrase now, but I think you opened the news, which used to kill me, and you never get credit for it. But Norm invented the word, the phrase fake news.
Was this, it's a little Paul Newman going on down there, right?
You
No,
were
more
handsome,
like,
Norm.
yeah, you were handsome.
Huh?
What the happened? Anyway, no, I did Weekend
Have
Update.
you seen Paul Newman lately?
You do look better.
I know it's time to close my eyes to what ends, open up to new friends, leave my heart in Berlin, where the tables turning, seeking out the new vibe, running streets at midnight, cities never sleeping. I am in Berlin, Berlin.
You know, I've noticed lately, everybody has an opinion. And when I was young, it wasn't that way, People would have maybe, 6 opinions, Sometimes you meet a guy, he'd have 8 opinions. You'd go, God damn, that guy's opinionated.
Well, a study this week reports seafood is good for you unless it's fried. Yet another groundbreaking story from the pages of the medical journal, Duh. A new study says that people who quit smoking have healthier lungs. Yet another groundbreaking story from the pages of the medical journal, Duh. A person who suffers 2 sharp, powerful blows to the head within a short period of time can suffer brain damage or even die. This, according to a new study in the medical journal, Duh. Dr. Jack Kevorkian was responsible for another death this week, this time a 58-year-old woman. She is the 26th of Kevorkian's patients to die since 1990. When are people going to realize he is not a good doctor? Do not go to this man. He's incompetent. He's terrible. Dr. Jack Kevorkian and 7 associates have unveiled new guidelines for doctors in planning physician-assisted suicide. Rule number 1, get paid in advance. In a Michigan courtroom this week, Dr. Jack Kevorkian was acquitted of murder charges after jurors agreed that he had made a compelling argument for assisted suicide. Last week, during his latest trial on charges of assisted suicide, Dr. Jack Kevorkian startled a Michigan courtroom when he stood up and shouted, "This is a lynching." Everyone turned to look, and sure enough, he just lynched some old guy. Tomorrow night on 60 Minutes, Dr. Jack Kevorkian will sit for his first ever in-depth interview. According to producers, Kevorkian agreed to the interview only on condition that it be conducted by veteran correspondent Andy Rooney. Wait. Don't do it, Andy. It's a trap. It's a trap. This week, Dr. Jack Kevorkian was granted an emergency 30-day permit to carry a handgun after telling a court that he fears, quote, right-wing nuts. But if you ask me, you know, I think Kevorkian's just getting a little lazy, you know? In other news, authorities in Pontiac, Michigan are trying to determine if Dr. Jack Kevorkian was involved in the death of a woman whose body was found in the back of his suicide van. You know, I'm no expert in police work, but yes! In music news, Dr. Jack Kevorkian has performed and recorded a 1-hour CD of his own jazz compositions for the flute. You know, Dr. Kevorkian, I've listened to your CD, and I've got some advice. Don't quit your day job, all right? You know, murdering old people, stick with that. Stay away from the flute and stick with the murdering old people. This is my advice. Dr. Jack Kevorkian announced this week that he will start to offer organs taken from his suicide patients to people who need transplants. In addition, Kevorkian promised that anyone who does not get a life-saving organ will receive a free murdering. There was outrage in Detroit this week when Dr. Jack Kevorkian helped a woman commit suicide in a local church, leaving her body inside the church building. According to Kevorkian, murdering people in his van has almost completely lost its sense of blasphemy. Hello, how are you? And finally, in medical news, there are reports that suicide doctor Jack Kevorkian is considering retirement. As Kevorkian put it, I always said I'd quit the day it stopped being fun. Well, the holidays are upon us again, and that can mean only one thing: a dramatic increase in suicides. Hi, I'm Dr. Jack Kevorkian. You know, after I introduced my suicide machine 2 years ago, I got a flood of letters thanking me. But I also received letters like the following. Hey, Dr. Kevorkian, your machine is great for people with painful terminal illness.
I've been searching for what's missing, but the answer...
Dr. James Watts, a neurosurgeon who performed the first frontal lobotomy, died this week in Washington. If you recall, a lobotomy involves drilling holes in the skull and then inserting and rotating a knife to destroy brain cells. What a genius. He'll be missed. Psychiatrist Kurt Freund, one of the world's leading experts on the study of deviant sexual arousal, passed away last week at the age of 82. Dr. Freund's last words were, quote, "Whatever happens to me, can someone please make sure that the headline of my obituary does not contain the phrase, deviant sexual arousal?" Would that be too much to ask from you, you dirty...
Oh, I know what you're excited about.
Yeah. 1 week.
One week until what?
Till my 1 year of sobriety.
Yeah, he is an alcoholic.
Yeah.
There's no shame in it.
No.
But but the good thing about it is you have been sober for almost a year.
Yeah.
And in 1 week you get a chip.
Yep.
It's an amazing fact that you've kept sober, because I understand people go back to the booze when they have trouble with that.
It's tough. Thank you for noticing. It is tough.
We work hard, but
it's exhausting work, but we try and have fun. We keep it light. Like last night, Brent and I pulled that prank on you.
Oh yeah, it wasn't funny.
Yeah, well, it was a little funny.
Not funny at all.
I beg to differ. We have video.
Beg to differ is a thing that mostly gay men say.
I think it was a hilarious prank.
It was a stupid prank.
It was funny. The classic.
He's going to put the shaving cream on his hand now. And now I'm gonna go in with the feather.
Yeah, you swallow that, you fucker. You drink that down. You don't fucking spit that out. Yeah, you like it, you fucker. Drink it. Fucking swallow that fucking.
Week away, no?
Huh?
I was a week away.
What about you and your stupid fucking shaving freak, fucker? You think I like the taste of Anyway, there's more. We got more video of you. What is this? This is you.
4! I gotta call my sponsor.
We got a sponsor?
No. My sponsor, Argus Hamilton.
Oh, that's guy. Your sponsor.
Yeah, my sponsor. Fuck that. Is there any more of that vodka left?
No, you don't want vodka. Come on, man. One day at a time.
Oh, fuck that shit.
One
it's too late
day.
for that.
I don't know. Do you think it's cocaine?
Yep.
Well, you're partly right. It's cocaine, and there's also a lot of baby laxative. So you might watch it. It burns like hell.
Just give me a couple.
Hey, Han. I got a great Norm one for you that I heard. They told me I was just at Governor's. Yeah, Norm goes, this is Norm MacDonald. This is an actual joke of Norm MacDonald. It's not mine. I'm not doing Norm MacDonald's joke. I'm sharing how funny Norm MacDonald is with the listeners. He goes, abbreviations fascinate me, you know? One I really like is ID. Like, hey, Gary, Louis Goldman, you got any ID? That's a great abbreviation, you know, because I, the letter I, that stands for I. And then the D, that's true. That stands for dentification. What the H? I think the D is doing all the heavy lifting there, That's an abbreviation for one of them,
But put that joke in somebody else's hands, and it's corny and tacky.
Norm MacDonald was just on David Letterman.
I heard he cried. He was so upset.
He cried, and it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
But he had a great joke about I don't know if you guys are here. He goes, I got no problem with North Korea. I never lay in bed. They try to scare you on the news, He goes, but I never woke up North Korea. I hope they don't get me, And nobody really laughed. But did you hear Letterman cackling in the background? Uh-huh. And you realize it's just with Norm. It's all you are being fucking played. When you think he's bombing, it's all a big setup to the fucking. In a year, he's gonna have the perfect special ever.
You might as well sit with Norm and just keep a smile on your face because you don't know where you are in the joke.
He goes, I'm not afraid of Iran, or Iraq or North Korea. I'll tell you a country I don't like. It's Germany. I don't know if you guys are history buffs, but at the beginning of our last century, Germany decided to have a war against the world. And what's weird is it was close. You think it'd be 5-minute war, but it was actually it was almost tied. And about 50 years go by, and Germany goes, hey, let's have another war against the world. And they almost won that one, too. Because you would think everybody in the world would go, hey, Germany, we're not going to let you have a country anymore. Who are you, Mars? Just fucking, I just love, you would think it'd be over in 5 minutes, but it was close.
Did you hear him talking on the Russell Brand podcast with him and Russell Brand when he was talking about how he was at the party or when he played the White House Correspondents' Dinner?
Yeah.
And Larry Flint said,
I'll take care of you. Right?
I'll take care of you. He goes, when a guy says I'll take care of you, you think you're gonna get if he owns a grocery store, you think you're gonna get some vegetables. But Larry Flint, you think you're gonna get some crazy kooky girl and you're gonna get to have sex with her, and then Larry Flint's gonna come in his wheelchair just whacking off.
But he does an impression. The guy jacking off. Larry Flint fucking. That was an amazing experience watching Russell Brand and Norm MacDonald, because in my opinion, I think you and I are kind of together on this, two of the most beautiful human beings, comedically, aesthetically, just to look at. You just look at Norm, you kind of can't stop looking at him. Yep. People go hey, Norm, but nah, if you look at Norm MacDonald, if I just showed you a photo of Norm MacDonald, you know who he was, and I'm like, this, you don't remember this guy from the Cary Grant movies? You wouldn't go like, no, what? Like, he's gorgeous. And like Russell Brand, people like write him off.
Norm on his video cast, he's got this running thing where he'll like explain like a serial killer, and he just draws everybody in. And it's not until you see like 2 years. It's like a joke for him and Adam Egget.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, hey, this guy, I've been in Ontario. I'm an old chunk of coal, Anthony, but there was a man murdered his entire family. When the police got to him, his wife's innards were soup, like a stew. He was eating his bride, you know. And he winds up killing a few policemen and takes a few children, and there's a crawl space. I know what this crawl space is. That's where I mean, this guy sounds like a real jerk. That's the whole punchline.
Yeah.
Is he but it goes on for like 8 minutes just so he can go, I mean, this guy sounds like a real jerk.
But we all had to pitch to Lorne, and then I realized early that I would pitch all like my real ideas and like I wanted to impress everybody, and I would give like, and then this happens, and then this is the joke, and then this is, and the big twist is this at the end. So then when it got to the table for table read in front of like 40 people, no one laughed because I did the sketch in the room, and then I realized like a couple months in there was the art of the fake pitch, and like Kevin Nealon and Norm Macdonald, it was like a contest every week to see who could come up with the fucking weirdest fake pitch that the host believed was actually happening. And the rest of the room we all knew it wasn't. Lorne knew it wasn't.
That's awesome.
But I remember like Kevin Nealon every week would do 2 fake pitches and go, also I have this idea where you live at the top of one of those runaway truck ramps, you know, in your house all the way up there. And it's like dinner time. A truck comes flying through your house, man. And the host would go, yeah, this is funny. I mean, but every week. And we would all just be laughing so hard. And the host is looking around like, yeah, that is funny, right? But we're laughing because the host is a fucking moron. And then Norm, I remember, it was Bob Newhart goes, I got this idea. People always confuse literally and figuratively. A guy will go, hey, how was that movie you just saw, you know? And I go, oh, my God. It was so funny. I literally laughed my head off. But hey, he didn't, you know, because he's got a head still. And Bob Newhart just stared at Norm like, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. And then Norm, like a dog with a chew toy, was like, I'm not leaving this room until, like, they fucking locked the doors like a prison movie.
He's going to break him?
Like, yeah. And he goes, or you go, hey, how's your wife? Well, she literally died. When she got your message, she literally dropped dead right there on the floor. She's died. She literally died, and now he's moving like closer.
Did Newhart break at a certain point?
Yeah, eventually he's just fucking. And then that week, Norm did a sketch where he was Charles Kuralt, and he was the only. It was just Charles Kuralt alone talking to camera, and we're all like in full Charles Kuralt makeup, unrecognizable, and you're like, how the fuck do you, like, his fake sketches were better than anything I ever actually got on air.
He's amazing, isn't he? He's an amazing guy.
He is amazing.
He's a super funny
comedy,
guy.
I got heard for like 2 years. I'd go to a comedy club and they'd go, yeah, Norm was here last week. It was pretty fucking weird, dude. And I'm like, what? And my wife and I would like go like, what's going on with, like, I hope he's okay, you know? And then you see his Comedy Central special. Perfect.
Right.
So the joke's on everybody across the country. Like, yeah, he was really weird. He's got these other guys following him. Like every town had a different, like, I think he was super high. And another town's like, he really gambled. And another town, he came in with 19 men. Like weird, like that strange. Like he made us bathe, like he had to be bathed, or he wanted something for his feet. And then just, you know, you see his Comedy Central special, perfect. My father died. My grandfather died. My great-grandfather died. To the best of my knowledge, he's dead, you know. I come from a long line of death. And you're just like, this is perfect comedy. So, however it works for you, I guess.
Yeah.
The best sketch that never got on the air in my entire time at Saturday Night Live, which is only 40 episodes, was Norm Macdonald's game show, Name 2. Hey, Jimmy.
Steve Allen is in the Guinness Book of World Records, rating over 4,000 songs for that new car. Name two.
Name two of who?
Steve Allen is in the Guinness Book. Now, Kate Bush is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ballot, for being a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame worthy lady. She's written over 600 songs. Name two. Ding, 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 ding. Name two. What a great fucking sketch.
That's a great sketch. Why didn't it get on? I'll read your book.
Who knows? I don't know why.
I'll read your book.
I was driving from Quebec City back to Montreal because when you do that festival, the Montreal Festival, I would get too drunk and I'm like, I need to get out of here. I don't want to be I just don't want to be the drunk comedian anymore. So I was like, I'm gonna go to Quebec City during the day and have a day. And I was driving back to Montreal to do shows that night, and I was listening to Norm's album just called Me Doing Stand Up, and I fucking had to pull over so I didn't crash my car.
No room for improvement.
No, I almost crashed my car. I was laughing so hard.
It's 16 ounces of water in like a 10-ounce glass,
Yeah.
and it never just like.
I was like,
my
this
grandfather died, my great-grandfather died.
Yeah.
My father, he goes on. I come from a long line of death.
Yeah, no, it was
And, like,
that
cancer,
part.
it's a
He's
draw.
like, everybody's afraid of a terrorist. Yeah, it's your heart is what's going to attack and kill you. Like, your heart. And the funniest joke is when he goes, the only way to stop your heart from attacking you is to attack your heart with a defibrillator.
We're not doing this justice at all. And
No.
it's funny because like people that don't just get it, you're not going to convince them.
No.
By sharing it.
You just got to listen to that album. So funny.
What was it like? Hey, he lost his long battle with. Finally lost courageous battle with cancer.
Yeah.
All right, but if he dies, the cancer dies. That's a draw.
Yeah, it's such a good.
Or like alcoholism's not a disease. Like my uncle's got bowel cancer. I have
Yeah.
searing pain. What are your symptoms? You're real happy. Sometimes I meet somebody else's disease and we fuck.
You heard you had a great Norm story about taunting Chris. What's his name? I forgot his name. Man, I'm old. Where you can't think of names. The guy, you're of age, because you're gay.
Chris Titus?
No, on Saturday Night Live.
I don't. Chris Kattan?
Yeah.
Okay.
And listen to his great story of doing Norm taunting Chris Kattan. Right.
So your story is about another guy that has a story about a guy who has a story. That's what you're going out on. That's your closer
I know,
here.
I've been quoting.
Hey, Jim told a story about Norm, who had a story about Chris Kattan. You should ask him about it. That's your fucking big. That's your story.
Wow. Yeah, I don't have big endings, but yeah. He again. You know what I get mad when people are great. Instead of going, Rob Bartlett's a great guy.
Wonderful man.
Wonderful.
One of
Artie
the nicest
Lang.
guys. One of the hardest working. Rob Bartlett is in like the choir in a Broadway show.
He got me on Imus without
and
asking.
then he does Don Imus.
Then he tried to get me on Opie and Anthony without me asking. Artie Lang, what a sweet guy.
Artie, a legendary episode of this podcast was in my hotel room in New York with Artie.
Oh, I listened.
They
to
brought
it,
up
yes.
pots of coffee, and you could tell the two addicts in the room were. My wife's just sitting there relaxing and smoking, and Artie and I are having like a coffee contest. It wasn't until like 6 cups in where we realized, why don't we just slow it down and actually just relax?
Yeah.
Oh, he had a great Norm story. When he's, he had a great story. He was opening for Norm in San Francisco, and Norm goes, hey, we're in San Francisco, so don't do any of that fag shit, And he's like, what? And he goes, San Francisco. There's a lot of gay guys here. They live here in San Francisco. So just when you go up there, don't do any of that fag shit. And Artie's like, all right, like didn't plan on it. And then Artie does 20 minutes. Norm goes up and goes, hey, what's with his AIDS? They say it's like the worst disease in the world, But I saw on the news today, AIDS does not discriminate. And that's nice.
Oh, no.
So I don't know why is it so bad. Hey, don't do any of that fag shit. So maybe if Norm was on the set of Suddenly Susan, he could be like, you're a homophobe. You're not holding Maddie's hand. You're just on the wrong shows with the wrong
he
people.
He would taunt me, go, yeah, look at Stoller.
I can't believe you were bullied by Norm MacDonald.
Why don't you believe that?
Because Norm is just like the unicorn. Like nobody really has conversations with Norm, let alone.
He would kind of, he would.
I'm going to kick your ass, Fred.
No, not threaten to beat me
Me and
up.
Billy Joe Shaver.
not threaten to beat me up, but just kind of like
teasing you a lot.
I know you're at the end, but him and Cato were friends, and they would just be
him
assholes.
and who?
Cato Kalin, the biggest piece of shit.
So Cato
watched the
Kalin?
whole Artie thing. We talked about it.
No,
yeah.
I didn't. I fell asleep. You was on late. That's not because you were boring. I mean,
him and Norm were best friends. He was Norm's lifeline.
Hey, Kato Kalin.
They were friends.
So
and they would
Kato
play
Kalin
tennis.
would heckle you too?
Well, we one time me, Cato, and Norm played tennis, and I got a flat tire, and they were driving, laughing at me because I was on the side of the road. And Cato would kiss up to Norm,
but they didn't stop to help you with your.
No,
flat tire.
they stuck their heads out the window, were laughing as they drove by.
What jerks!
Yeah,
you go on Norm's podcast.
Well, I did.
Oh, you did already?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
well, you don't need my help at all, do you?
No. Yeah, and
was it fun? Did you
it
bring
was.
up the fact that he bullied you?
Or
were you afraid because he was a bully?
I was a little afraid that I'd get busted, and you know about the book. But he goes, I don't care. Norm didn't care. You know. Yeah, I go. I said, Norm, I have to be honest. You're in the book, and I said something. He goes, I don't care.
Last time I got heckled bad was at Motor City Casino in Detroit. And I was doing Norm MacDonald. But the thing about the Norm MacDonald impression is
you're at the Motor City Casino in Detroit.
Hey, man,
so,
I'm down. I love the D.
Yeah.
But I'm doing Norm. But the thing about a Norm impression is you have to ramble and circle it back around. Like, it's got to get a little uncomfortable.
Right.
And I was doing Demi Moore. Oh, my God. Demi Moore went to the hospital for that exhaustion there, you know. Exhaustion. Oh, my God. You know where I go where I'm exhausted, John? Home. I went where I'm tired. I went to the hospital, and it's this whole long thing about being on a construction site. And me and my friend John and Eric, like, hey, what do you say after work? We go to the emergency room to rest, and I just keep going and going, and like right next to me, like right there, she goes, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And I go, there's always one cunt, And I did it in the impression, and that person emailed me on my website and said, "I was the cunt. I'm sorry, but I was really confused." And everyone explained to me what was happening. Tell us about Norm stealing your jacket.
Well, when I did Norm's show, this denim, when I saw Artie Lang, he goes, "Hey, that's a great..." Well, I'm doing Norm. You know how you do Norm? Someone did Norm. It almost sounds like Bob Dylan. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and growing in the wind. Yeah.
Yeah, Fred Stoller, I saw Norm. It was kind of sad. I saw him. No, I heard him on Mark Maron's podcast, WTF, and he goes, "Yeah, all these people do impressions of me, And I'm like, "Oh my God, I sound like a fucking retard." And I'm like, "That's not how I sound." And then now every time I do Norm MacDonald at the Melrose Improv, I'm like, "He's fucking here. Watch, he's here. And he's like super aware of the fact. Oh my God, Fred Stoller wrote a book,
And I'm the antagonist, apparently.
I stole his jacket, I'm like, "Hey, Fred.
I really need those jackets."
Hey, tell us about that jacket, Fred.
When I did his show, I knew him a little bit, but then he heard that I was playing tennis. Hey, let's go play. So people don't know who Lori Joe is. I don't know how to explain what she is.
His
assistant. And
she was the writer's assistant when I was on Saturday Night Live,
so
Lori Joe.
We joined. She paid for some tennis club right by Warner Brothers. You work there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And you did Jay and Mary?
I think I hold serve, Hey, how's that be doing, man?
But this is how pathetic I am. I fantasized being on this podcast.
Herpy.
And fantasize Jay doing Colin Quinn going, "Yeah, Stoller's got a book. Him, Leon Roth, and Philip. Yeah, Stoller. That's what we want to read. Philip,
Hey, Fred, why don't you just tell everybody how Norm took your jacket?
Just real literature. Oh,
you just
Stoller.
keep going around in circles instead of telling everybody. Jay's like, "Tell us about how Norm stole your jacket." And it's like 10 minutes later, you're like, "Yeah, tennis club. What,
okay, yeah,
what is he talking about?"
I don't need to tell a whole
like
tennis story.
Yakim Noah is in the corner going, "Even I don't like tennis as much." Jesus, Fred.
So basically, all right, long story short, as the late Warren Thomas would say,
Too late.
Too late for that. I
like how you credit that one guy, Warren Thomas, like that was his.
No one else?
Nobody, no. Only people that age and younger.
Well, he's the one who I learned that from. Okay, so Lori would pick us up, and I left the jacket in a car. He didn't go premeditated. I'm going to steal that denim jacket. It looks nice, but I left it there, and I didn't have the money now. Now I wouldn't care about buying Sinatra recommendations, denim jackets. So he said, Norm, I said, Norm, I want my leather my denim jacket. Yeah, you and that jacket. I go, Norm, it's a new jacket. That's not new. And he just, he would taunt me. I go, Norm, yeah, that's a shitty jacket. So I made, and I was supposed to.
Wait, so why does he have your jacket? I'm confused.
Lori would pick us up and play tennis.
Right.
So, so I left it there because it got hot. We were
in
playing
tennis or in her car?
I guess in a car.
And then he just
assumed it was his or
absconded
she
with it,
took
yeah.
it. Yeah, he didn't go, ooh, a jacket.
Right,
like a
but
cartoon.
then every time you
Beep,
asked
beep,
for
beep.
it, he just completely downplayed it like
he'd
you were...
go, I'd wave his hand in disgust. You and that jacket.
Fred and his jacket,
Yeah. Why do you want that jacket? So I go,
Really?
Yeah. He was a bit of a bully. He would taunt me. You know what I always say with Norm? He wanted to be like how Stern had, Larry, the mentally challenged guy, because you can't say, hey, elephant schmuck, Rippy boy, and Laurie was Robin.
Wait,
laughing.
is this one of your basketball leagues, or is this...
I can't.
This is the expansion team.
That's funny. They can't get on the regular mentally challenged team.
Mr. Rippy and
Yeah.
Elephant Schlong. Should I close with Norm, a paragraph from his book about Don Rickles?
Yeah, close with that.
As Norm.
Yes.
Okay. Because
Say
it is... I was at a hotel reading that off my iPad. I laughed so hard, I fell on the ground.
I don't doubt this.
My wife came in the other room because she thought I was having an actual heart attack because apparently I was just making gasping sounds and kicking things over.
Oh, that's perfect.
You want to hear part of Norm? By the way, Norm's book, based on a true story, Norm MacDonald, is a must, and you have not read it.
I haven't read it. I see it. I'm on planes. It's my next buy for sure.
So it's about Don Rickles. This is Norm MacDonald's book. If you want to put a link up at jmore.com, since Brooks doesn't sell anything, and a link to Brooks' Instagram at jmore.com.
Oh, no, you can buy my album.
This is cool, right?
Yeah, my album's called This Is Cool, Right? It's been
I
out.
love that album.
Thank you, Jay. It's very
Great
nice.
title, too.
What a delight. Thank you.
He was a big Rickles fan. He saw him on The Tonight Show his whole life, right? And he's on the set of Dirty Work, Don Rickles to Norm MacDonald. So I approached him the first day in the makeup trailer, and I introduced myself. I said, I just want to tell you, Mr. Rickles, I feel so honored that you'd agree to be in the film, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. He shook my hand. That's very nice, Norm. By the way, I spoke to the home. Your room will be ready Tuesday. The trailer erupted in laughter, and I felt rage deep in my soul. I saw myself in the mirror, and I saw that my face was beet red. I wasn't on any waiting list for any type of home, as Mr. Rickles was clearly suggesting, I wasn't impressed, but I swallowed my anger. And I was determined to find the real man through my own kindness and love. Mr. Rickles, I'd be honored if I could take you out to one of Toronto's finest restaurants and buy you dinner tonight. I have a better idea, Norm. Why don't you go to a shed in the desert with a rake and go brap?
Go brap. It's literally capital.
Yeah, I get a better idea, Norm. Why don't you go to a shed in the desert with a rake and go brap? Now, this awful classless burping noise got the cheap laugh I'm sure Mr. Rickles is used to, but not from me. I could feel myself beginning to shake with rage. Now, I'm going to read to you the part where I was so happy to meet and reach the real Don Rickles, and I said, anything you want to do, what would you like, sir? Well, Norm, he says, I'd like you to get a monkey and an organ grinder and run around the room going, I lost my sack, I lost my sack. And then Mr. Rickles then pranced around the makeup trailer doing a grotesque pantomime of me searching for a missing sock.
What is he talking?
It's fucking fiction.
I know.
Like in the beginning, the first chapter, he's like him and Lorne Michaels are smoking opium. And it's the most genius thing because any fucking story, nobody can sue him.
Yeah.
Like, who's the guy? Dick Ebersol can't do shit about what Norm wrote in here because Norm's like, wait a minute, me and Lauren were at a whorehouse smoking crack. Don Rickles is doing a grotesque pantomime of me searching for a missing sock, And I fled the makeup trailer. I took a nice long walk trying to compose myself. I think it was the comment about losing my sock and then running around telling everyone that hurt the most. It's fucking... Oh my God, we're crazy people.
It's so funny.
But people listening are like, I don't even know why that's funny.
No, exactly. I saw him in Cedar
Brap.
Rapids. Yeah. He said, brap.
Judge Lance Ito this week barred all potential jurors from reading Faye Resnick's controversial new book, Nicole Brown Simpson, Diary of a Life Interrupted. The judge also barred them from reading Faye Resnick's other new book entitled Judge Lance Ito is a Big Fruit. And now it's time for Weekend Update's movie reviews. This week I saw Interview with the Vampire. And here's my review. Not gay enough. This week, a court banned gays from marching in Boston's St. Patrick's Day parade, but they will still allow them to be beaten up by drunken Irish guys. I'm afraid to know what you're applauding at there. Okay. Meanwhile, Elton John continues to deny rumors that he is engaged to his tennis racket. Well, if I can be allowed a personal opinion, I think Harrison Ford's new mustache works. And by works, I mean looks really gay. In overseas news, an attempt to lift the ban on gays serving in the British Armed Forces has been defeated in Parliament. This raises a difficult legal question. How do you exactly tell if a British guy is gay? In an interview in this month's Vanity Fair, actor Tom Cruise attempts to end once and for all rumors that he is gay. Meanwhile, the U.S. Army is dealing with a scandal of its own as dozens of female recruits have charged drill instructors with sexual harassment, intimidation, and even sexual assault. Analysts are calling it the best argument yet for gays in the military. Jonathan Schmitz, the Jenny Jones guest who killed his secret gay admirer because of his fear and hatred of homosexuality, has been sentenced to 25 years in prison. Well, I guess that plan backfired, huh? And it's been reported that Keanu Reeves is engaged to actress Amanda Decadina. Asked to comment, Keanu said, "What? I thought I was gay. I'd always heard I was gay. Beginning in March, DC Comics will change Superman's traditional red and blue costume to a new form-fitting bodysuit. The problem with the old costume? Not gay enough. What the hell's going on in the country? That's not Superman. All right. TriStar's Picture is planning a film about the 70s disco act, The Village People. While the movie will be coming out next summer, it plans to wait until Thanksgiving to come out to its parents. The artist formerly known as Prince says he now wants to be known as simply the artist. Meanwhile, I will continue to refer to him as simply the fruit. In other music news, several major acts are on tour this month, including the Counting Crows, Metallica, and the Fruit. A study on weight loss revealed this week that women who participate in a weekly diet program, lost 50% more weight, snacked less, and bought more fruits and vegetables than women in general. Which just goes to prove my new theory. Richard Simmons is gay. Our top story tonight. This week, after months of speculation, sitcom star Ellen DeGeneres finally admitted that yes, she is gay. Inspired by her courage, today, diet guru Richard Simmons admitted that he is really, 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 really gay.
I'm scared of letting go, go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go, go. I'm scared of letting go of everything and I'm scared of letting.
Well, according to a new Entertainment Weekly poll, 72% of their readers say they would not be offended if a TV show lead character were gay. Though that figure shrinks to 1% when these same readers are reminded that being gay can involve anal sex.
When you say in your book that the greatest gig you ever had was at a hospital for the criminally insane.
Yes, I did a hospital for the criminally insane.
Now, is that a joke?
No, that's a true story. My agent...
when you were in Canada, these are the early years.
Yes, sir.
And you go to... Your agent booked you in a hospital for the criminally insane.
Well, he didn't tell me that, though.
Yeah.
He said, I'm booking you in a hospital. And you go there, you don't make any money, but it's a good thing to do. So I said, that'll be nice, you know.
Oh, there's no pay involved?
No.
Oh, geez.
But, you know, you give back. You know what I mean?
Right, give back.
Yeah, give back.
You had nothing to give
I
at
didn't
that
have
point.
that much to give.
You're right. So you go to a hospital.
Yeah, I go to what I thought was a hospital, and I get there, and there's barbed wires and armed guards, and I go, what kind of a hospital is this? And anyways, it turns out to be a hospital for the criminally insane, and then I was like, good God. I mean, I told the guys, I don't even know if these guys deserve a show. I mean, you know what I mean? When I heard hospital, I was thinking of
sick people.
Sick people, people you want nothing to do with.
Right.
I wasn't thinking of you know, people that are in better shape than I, you know, that slaughtered their loved ones and so forth.
Did you do a scan of the room, and were there like literally there are people there who like kill their family members
yes.
and they've done criminally insane things?
Well, I'll tell you, the sad part was the Gatlin brothers were there the week before.
Were they?
Yeah, they had like, I couldn't believe the room. It was
How
like
does this hospital?
a beautiful room, like one of the best rooms I've ever seen.
How does this hospital get all these top acts to show up?
Well, they pay a lot of money. I mean, they didn't pay me anything.
Yeah.
But Gatlin brothers, you know, I'm sure got a pretty heavy paycheck.
It's a room full of people who like kind of thought
it wasn't full.
You mean there was no standing room only?
It was for the Gatlin brothers. The guy kept reminding me because only 11 people were there, and he was like, "Good God, there's 700 criminally insane people here."
Yeah, I mean, when people heckle you, they yell out, "My mom annoys me. I'm going to kill her."
You think they show up for anything?
Well, you know what's funny with the heckle thing? I had to change what they actually heckled because it was considered, oh, no, you can't say that, you know, because of the way you say things now. So I had to change. But what they actually said, I went up, there was 8 people in the audience. I got heckled before I hit the mic, right? And a guy yells out, "Nice shoes, faggot." Right? I'm not even to the mic yet. And then I hear another guy who goes, "Jerome's right, there's some faggot ass shoes."
Boy, you're all set up for success right there.
Yeah. So I had to cut that from the book, though, because
this is
they said you can't use the F word. I said, I didn't use the F word. There's a new F word.
Are these people restrained? Are they in straitjackets when they are yelling these things out?
No. The guy.
I mean, I'd be scared. I would actually be scared.
Well, I was a little frightened.
Did you do a full set?
There's a great Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, you know, where he performs at Folsom Prison.
Yeah.
And if you watch it, it's hysterical because he starts the show and he goes, you know, I just want to do some. I can't do it, Johnny Cash.
No.
He goes, I'm just going to do my songs. A man backstage told me that I should do them in a particular order, and I said I'll do them in any order I want. And then they cut to the guards. They're like, what? We never said that.
Well, by the way, what did your shoes look like that all these mental patients were screaming about them? That's what I want to know.
Oh, man, them some faggot ass.
Did you win them over, the insane people, the criminally
insane? The 11 insane?
Yeah.
I would love
8.
to say I did.
Yeah, but you did not.
No, I did.
Yeah.
Why not lie?
Now, early on in your career, you do anything to make it.
I would what?
You would do any. Well, I mean, you weren't a male hooker, but
No.
No, I did do a hospital. It was supposed to be a regular hospital. Now, when I got there, there was barbed wire and everything, and it was a hospital for the criminally insane. And they had an incredible, room. And they said the Gatlin brothers were here last week, and I was like, what? Like, I wasn't even sure they deserved a show. And anyways, I went on. I got heckled before I said anything. As I was walking towards the stage, a guy yells out, "Nice shoes." Now, these guys are not politically correct.
No, right.
These are criminally insane people. You have to understand.
Right.
And then the guy beside him goes, "Jerome's right. Them some shoes."
No. Norm. Okay. I don't. Well, now what do we do?
Every dumb button at ESPN was just
okay. Look at you guys with your. Is he still there? Or did we lose him? Once we dump him twice, do we lose him, or do we still have him there?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Have a talk with Norm.
All right. All right. We'll come back and do celebrity prognostication with.
In a highly unusual ruling, the California State Supreme Court declared this week that O.J. Simpson attorney Alan Dershowitz is, quote, one ugly bastard. Meanwhile, Simpson Dream Team attorney Alan Dershowitz was back in the news this week, and good Lord is he ugly. Take a look at the guy. I mean, this is an ugly, ugly guy. No two ways about it. An ugly character. All right. It was reported this week that Simpson prosecutors Marcia Clark and Chris Darden often passed sexually explicit notes back and forth at the trial. Notes which discussed each other's, quote, turn-ons. And according to the notes, both Darden and Clark are turned on by the same freakish thing, Alan Dershowitz. Last week at a dramatic press conference about the crash of TWA Flight 800, ABC News correspondent Pierre Salinger displayed a document which he believes is proof that the jet was shot down by a U.S. Navy missile. Later, he proudly showed reporters his solid gold Rolex that he bought on the street for just $15. That's one ugly bastard, isn't it? Washington Power to some Mary Madeline and James Carville are expecting their first baby in July. No one knows if the baby will be a Democrat or a Republican, but doctors are sure of one thing. It will be weird looking. Leona Helmsley fired a maid this week for stealing her Victoria's Secret lingerie. And you think she looks hot here, huh? Imagine, if you would, with the... This week, President Clinton made history when he nominated Madeleine Albright to be first female Secretary of State. Responding to critics who say that she is not the best choice, the president insisted, quote, she looks a lot better after a couple of drinks. Meanwhile, Republican hopeful Phil Gramm says that Bob Dole should not get the nomination because he backed President Clinton's plan to send troops to Bosnia. Dole responded that Graham should not be nominated for president because, well, look at him. Take a gander at the fella. Incidentally, Ms. Maston will be represented in her civil suit by feminist attorney Gloria Allred, who is also quite unattractive. No box of chocolates, that one. The most famous vineyard in France, Chateau Mouton Rothschild, has been getting complaints about a new wine label which features a sketch of a naked woman. It should be noted, however, that the sketch is of Sally Jesse Raphael. You don't want to see, nobody wants to see that. For the 5th year in a row, People magazine has named John F. Kennedy Jr. one of its 50 most beautiful people. Meanwhile, Big Red Nose magazine has named Ted Kennedy one of its 50 faces most ravaged by drink. Former Interior Secretary James Watt was indicted this week for still having a large light bulb-shaped head. To discourage worship of the Dalai Lama, the Chinese government has banned all photos of the exiled Tibetan leader, except for this photo from the 70s. And filmmaker Ken Burns announced that following his baseball series, his next documentary project will be a 12-hour, 8-part history of the dorky haircut. The first deaf Miss America, Heather Whitestone, was crowned last week in Atlantic City. Although completely deaf, she is an expert lip reader. Personally, I don't think she's that pretty, you know. Not my cup of tea. According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne. Senator Strom Thurmond, at 94, the oldest person ever to serve in Congress, has been hospitalized this week with a bout of the flu. Doctors who examined the senator thoroughly got kind of nauseous. No matter how hard he tries not to, House Speaker Newt Gingrich just continues to scare the bejesus out of little kids. In a recent interview, tenor Luciano Pavarotti says that he is so in love with his new girlfriend that he likes to run nude on the beach with her. Read all about this in this month's issue of Things That Make Me Vomit. That picture makes me vomit as well. A new development in the Marv Albert story. This week, his accuser, Vanessa Perhatch, decided to go public, allowing news agency to print her name and picture. Following the publications of the photograph, legal experts were left wondering, who was the real victim? Not easy on the eye. Well, it's official. Sportscaster Marv Albert, convicted last month on assault and battery charges, will serve no jail time. But the big story was outside the courthouse, where the second accuser from his trial, Patricia Maston, showed her face in public for the first time. This new development had legal experts asking once again, who was the real victim here?
It's been a while, and I still like the way you look at me. Because I keep loving.
A celebrated Hollywood cosmetic surgeon, whose clients include Michael Jackson, Phyllis Diller, and Joan Rivers, has been accused of fondling patients while they were under anesthesia. The case has legal experts wondering, who is the real victim here? This week, a milestone in rock music. R.E.M. drummer Bill Berry has announced that he is quitting the band. Berry, who has been with R.E.M. for 17 years, says the decision to leave was entirely mutual between himself and his giant eyebrow. They talked it over and they decided it was best for both of them. An extremely rare albino lobster found recently in Maine will not end up on a dinner table, but will instead live out its days in a private aquarium. The lobster has already been flown from Casco Bay to Texas, where it will be lovingly cared for by rock legend Johnny Winter. Finally, in entertainment news, there are rumors that actor Don Johnson is dating 71-year-old San Francisco socialite Denise Hale. An observer who spotted the couple necking in a restaurant will have trouble getting an erection for the rest of his life.
Lady I saw you with last night.
It's rude.
Bit of a hippo. I read about a hippo swallowing a man, and I thought of you. No, you remember Ruth? You remember Ruth? His girlfriend is a wonderful kitchen butt. Remember Ruth?
Yeah. Dr. Ruth?
Nah, he went out with this big fat hog named Ruth. I listen, it's not sexist in any way. It's not sexist.
No,
The whole family. The whole family.
Ruth's family?
Oh my God! They may as well live in a sty.
Okay.
Because not only, I mean, they were obese, the whole family.
Sure.
But they were filthy. Like
pigs.
Like pigs, they would eat, and then the food would fall on them. And it always. The father, I remember, like his gut was way up. And you know the and the skinny arms like a
he would just
pterodactyl.
Eat off of his own gut.
All the time, yeah. And then a big fat Ruth there with this fucking guy. And she'd always sit on his knee. He'd whatever. I don't even want to get into it.
This is when you were drinking heavily.
I mean, it's just rude.
No, I know. I mean, I'm not saying that her. Listen, people have girth issues.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was
It's the
inherent.
PC
I mean, it was
version.
just.
Yeah, I mean, I try to be.
Girth issues.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, it was genes issue. I mean, I don't think she could really help it.
Oh yeah, no, it was all genetic.
Her genes were not flattering.
Her her genes caused her to buy a lot of fucking pastry. I'll tell you that. No, but she was a nice lady, you know.
Yeah, really nice lady.
But spiteful.
Really? She
Spiteful?
sounds great.
Yeah.
She was nice. She was nice, but she was horribly spiteful and horribly obese.
Yeah, she was mostly known for her spite. Like if you got to know her.
Known.
Yeah.
You have to be really
her,
spiteful to have that be.
Absolutely. I knew her for 3 months. I didn't even see a fat person anymore.
Just pure spite.
Spite.
That's a compliment to some fat people, though.
I guess.
Had you said that to her, I don't even see fat when I'm around you anymore. I just see spite.
No, she was. One time I
she
tried
helped
to.
me through a dark time.
Yeah. One time I tried to drive her around her and I ran out of gas. I don't want to say she was spiteful, but
she could be watching, man.
I don't want to say she was spiteful, but one time she got on the scale and said, "Please, one at a time." I mean, this lady was spiteful.
She was a big girl.
That's spite. Why was she spiteful in that analogy? Getting on the scale.
Well,
the scale was spiteful in that.
Well, that's true.
Maybe it's the scale that was.
One time, she was so spiteful, she was swimming in the ocean. A helicopter fucking radioed down for landing instructions. I mean, she was a little spiteful.
No, it's just a euphemism.
Ruth. God bless Ruth. God bless Ruth. She was named after the biblical figure Ruth, which covers both of our religions.
Thank you.
The book of Ruth was in the Old Testament.
The book of Ruth? Is that really a book?
You're not familiar with the book of Ruth?
No.
Do you know the book of Ruth?
No, but every time you talk about Ruth, you always refer to the chapter of Jonah.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
The whale.
Yeah, that's my little joke. And it's not a whale, it's a big fish.
Jonah?
Yeah, it wasn't really a whale. It was referred to as a big fish, and then people thought
that's less
whale.
offensive.
I don't even think a whale's a fish, is it, Steve O'Donnell?
It's a mammal.
It's a mammal.
Yeah.
What is a mammal? What's a seal?
It's not mutually exclusive. I mean, you can be a
seal
whale
has to
animal.
breathe air, right?
Yeah.
So it always has to have
That's
its
a
mouth
mammal.
near the ocean. Like, what happens in the ocean?
What happens to us in the ocean?
We drown and die.
That if you do it wrong, if you think you're not a mammal.
But a seal, though, does it just hang around the how does it get up? How do they get up on those buoys?
It's a shimmy.
They're shimmy. They must be just pure muscle, the way Ruth's pure spite.
Yeah.
All right.
Pure blubber.
Okay, you know.
No, what? He's going out with a nice girl now, though.
No, she dumped me.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, she dumped us.
We hate the most.
I thought you told me you did a course in animal husbandry. Oh no, that was your hobby. No, but you fucking animal. No, I'm kidding you, man. I'm kidding you. You're an ordinary guy. God damn, I wish I had a time machine
to see that action.
Yeah, no, to take back my question.
Thought you were going to say to murder Hitler.
I would not. You know, people always fucking want to murder Hitler with their time machine, right? But then I feel if I got back there, I'd be afraid of falling under the spell of his fucking beautiful eyes.
It's true.
You want oratory, and then
locked in the gaze.
Yeah, and then I join the fucking party,
That's
knowing
his
me.
thing. He gives you his full attention. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe there's
Norm,
something to
I'm
this guy.
No, but before you ask another serious
Believe it
question,
or
we
not,
gotta
they're
move
telling
on.
us to wrap it up. I don't exactly
I
know
want
why
to.
you
Wrap
guys.
it what? This was fun for everyone.
It's the
For the
Lonely
record,
Island, guys.
I would have killed Hitler. So thanks, gentlemen.
Can I just clarify? if I did go back in time to kill Hitler, I would do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't get lost in
that's
his
the front
eyes
door
and then
choice.
bail.
Yeah.
Just so I don't get like
thanks for
hit
having
from all the like
I know, all the-
defamation
Yeah,
leagues.
no, he would-
of
you would end it. Yeah.
pro.
Listen,
Okay.
man, I'm sorry about
We got to wrap it up.
I'm sorry
It's
about
over.
bringing up Hitler.
You really brought this live show to a new
This is
level.
the first one, right? This is your first interview?
It's just gonna get worse from
This is
here.
the first time I've ever interviewed a man.
If you can bring
things to
Hitler
come.
into all of them, they're going to ask you back for sure, which is I know what you want.
You know, with Hitler, the more I learn about that guy, the more I don't care for him. I can't. Yeah. And there's nothing redeeming about the guy. I tell the guys, I go, how on earth could these Germans follow this lunatic, you know? And they're like, oh, he was an incredible public speaker, you know? He could hypnotize you with his public speaking. And then I see him, he's like, skrankly, skrankly, skrankly. I go, what? That's not my idea of a silver-tongued devil, you know? About 30 years pass, and Germany decides again to go to war, and again it chooses as its enemy the world. And this time they have that guy, Schrankly, Crankly, that guy, and I'm not even going to dignify him by saying his name, but I think you know what I'm talking.
New songs on the radio sounding fake. Prince and Genesis were better anyway. Am I just being too real?
We always talk about going back and, if you could only go back in time and kill Hitler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what a horror it would be to go back in time, meet Hitler, and get hypnotized by him.
And like him.
And then become one of the guys. And it gets even worse.
They say he was a very powerful speaker. You didn't know. You know, all of a sudden you're killing in
They
his name.
say he was a powerful speaker. Then on YouTube, he's like, "Strike it, God!" And you're like, what
Yelling.
the fucking Christ? Don't vote for him. Vote for anyone else. The fat guy beside him.
They make fun of Hillary Clinton when she raises her voice. Hitler was screaming at the people, right?
He was screaming, spitting. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Wow.
And they're
Norm.
like, whoa, what a silver-tongued devil.
Norm.
That feller is. Yes, sir.
I think we.
Oh, don't tell me.
I think we have a phone call.
We have a phone
Yeah,
call?
we have a phone call.
A phone call, a surprise phone call.
What was it?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Hello. Sounds like he's dying.
Hello.
Hello, Super Dave. Can you hear us, Super Dave?
Hello. Is this Norm?
Yeah.
What a fucked up connection.
Are you on a cell phone?
What difference does it make what I'm on?
Turn off your radio.
Podcast. I might as well be on a can with a string.
Super Dave.
So amateurish.
Super Dave, during the commercial, Kevin and I were recalling the first time you ever met.
Don't recall anything. This is
What?
so out of line.
Did I recall something?
Listen to me carefully. First of all, I'm talking on an echo.
Are you in the desert?
No, I'm on Palm Springs. I'm out. Doesn't matter where I am.
Sounds like he needs help.
wherever he is.
Well, Kevin Nealon is with us.
I love him. Do you know something? That the two of you are my favorite all-time Canadian comedians.
Do you know that I introduced you and Kevin Nealon to each other?
Yeah, I do. I know that. I knew a lot of things before you started doing this stupid podcast.
Do you know that I introduced you on...
Listen to me now. I have a question to ask you.
Oh, okay. A question.
Okay?
Excellent.
Okay, listen to me carefully. It has been documented that twins, when one twin gets a mosquito bite, the other itches. If a twin has an allergy, the other sneezes. Why didn't Jared Collins...
Fortunately, we can all finish the joke.
Well, that was a great Super Dave Osborne.
Well, we lost Super Dave.
He was doing that to get back at us.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
He hung up just as he was about
won.
to do it.
Yeah.
By the way, that was a great Super Dave call, by the way.
The best.
I mean, he is so funny.
The phone is ringing. Soon Super Dave should be answering from the desert. Phone ringing right now.
Hello?
Bob! Super Dave!
No.
Where did you go?
No.
What are you in a grocery
Stupid
store?
show cut me off. You broke away in the middle of a great joke.
No, it got disconnected.
No, they said you hung up.
No, I didn't hang up.
Go ahead and finish the joke.
You disconnected me.
Just finish the joke.
I was right in the middle of the twin setup, and then I was going to say, if twins know everything, how come Jared Collins didn't question that his ass hurt for 22 years?
We got a good connection now.
What a bunch of shit. What?
Now,
hey, you know what? I was sitting in an indoor eating place, like at a mall, and this guy, this 21-year-old, I'm telling you the truth, had the worst Tourette's I've ever seen. He would give a left-hand turn signal, take his hamburger, do a halo above his head, take a bite, stand up, turn around, and bark. And I realized two things. One, he would be the greatest third base coach in the history of baseball. And two, more people were watching him than North MacDonald live. Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you realize that Jody Arias has been on television longer than McLean Stevenson was after Matt?
he says Jody Arias has been on TV longer than McLean Stevenson.
He doesn't know.
I have no idea.
You have no idea who either of those people are. Jody Arias murdered her allegedly abusive husband. While he
why did you bother to call me?
McLean Stevenson was the long-running star of Hello Larry.
Oh, Hello Larry.
What's that, Super Dave?
Are you still on the air? Are you still on the air?
I don't even.
Yes. We're trying to get Bill Macy. Do you know Bill Macy?
Oh, he'd be a great guest for your show.
That's what I tell everybody.
Dead. You know what? I think he's dead, and he would be great for your show.
No, he's not dead. Let's not start any rumors that'll hurt the man's career.
Bill Macy's not dead?
No, he's 96.
He's 96?
Yeah, he's 96, and his cock is harder than Kevin Nealon.
Tony Bennett. Do you know that Tony
That's
Bennett
what it says in his IMDb.
is 86?
Hey, whenever I'm feeling low, Super Dave, I just like to think of Roy Orbison fucking.
Roy Orbison's dead.
Oh, is he dead? Well, I never speak ill of the dead, so I apologize.
He's buried next to Bill Macy. Do you know what's really sad? Is you guys are so talented that this is so sad.
He's right.
It's like a mental institution.
Yeah, it is a little sad.
Daniel Kellison just wrote me on the monitor here, and it says, "Bad news, Super. We have to end the show."
How does he know? How does he know when it ends?
Well,
Who
I don't
knows
know.
when it begins or ends?
Much for calling in, Super Dave. Please come back.
I didn't call in, asshole. I didn't call in. You called me. I'm not calling into this. Let me explain something. If I'm homeless, I'm not calling in. Jesus Christ, thanks for calling in.
Sorry, Super Dave.
We're closing up the studio. We're turning the lights out. You keep talking, though.
You care? You think I care about that? You think when you turn the lights out, it's going to be a big difference? I can talk all night and we'll still be reaching the same people. Hey, let me tell you something. Why don't you get something that is semi-professional? You're a bunch of asswipes right now. I'm getting on a bus and I'm going to scream out the window and I'll reach 20 more people than you did tonight. I'm telling you, don't ever call me again. Don't ever try to get a hold of me. I will never do this show again as long as
I love Bob Hope. I thought he was the greatest comedian ever.
I think Bill Cosby's the biggest comedian of all time.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone will ever match his production and quality of material.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Bill Cosby?
I love Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Did you listen to those records when you were a kid?
Sure. I mean, listen, I grew up, he was my hero, you know? I loved him. I wanted to be just like him.
Great stand.
I didn't like his comedy, but I wanted to be just like him. No.
What do you mean? You're sick.
I'm only kidding.
Okay.
We went and saw him.
You know, I had maybe the greatest Bill Cosby story ever.
Really?
And now it's not in the top 10,000. Because I'll tell people the story.
Right.
And I'll constantly be interrupted by, and then did he rape you? I'm like, he didn't ever rape me. It had nothing to do with the story.
There was a story you had told about your father and Bill Cosby on David Letterman. Do you think you could share that with us here right now?
I remember that. Yeah, that was when I opened for Bill Cosby.
Right.
You want me to tell you the story?
Yeah, tell the story. It was terrific.
No, I opened for Bill Cosby at this college. So there's 100,000 people at the college. You know, it's the University of Oklahoma. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, for sure. Like 100,000 people to see your show, Norm, or just?
No, to see Bill Cosby.
Oh, to see Bill Cosby.
I was opening for him.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, it's a football stadium, you know? So they have this little tiny, stage, you know, and so I went up there, and I had my suit on and everything, and then I talked, and no one laughed. They were all just talking to each other. I don't think they even noticed me on stage, you know? And they didn't mind that I was on stage, but they they didn't boo or anything. I don't even think they saw me. So I finished my thing, and then I got off, and Bill Cosby came up, and he was wearing, and he talks just in little. He talks he doesn't use full sentences. So he said, "Why?" I was wearing a suit. He goes, "Why this suit? You know, suit," or something like that. So I said, "No, I was trying to show the respect." You know, Bill Cosby goes, "College, wear the sweatshirt and the pants." You know, so he just had a sweat suit on. You know, so anyways, he says this shows you how good Cosby is. He's like. He was asking the girl, from the student union or whatever. He goes, "What's going on here?" You know. So she goes, "Well, next week we're playing Tulsa, and it's a big game, you know." So then he goes on stage and he goes, we're playing Oklahoma State. He goes, Oklahoma State. So everyone cheers, right? Then he goes, Tulsa. And then everyone boos. And then he says it slower. He goes, Oklahoma State. And then everyone like goes crazy. He goes, Tulsa. And he does this like 6 times, and the audience is going insane by the end of it, like cheering and booing. And then at the end he goes, next week I'll be playing Tulsa, and I'll be doing that bit in reverse. Then he laughs. Everyone laughs. So then they loved him. You know, they didn't even notice I was on stage. And so anyway, then the show ends. And then I'm talking to him, and I was telling him, because when I grew up, my dad and I would listen to Bill Cosby albums. He would love Bill Cosby, my dad. So I said, my dad loves you. He goes, where's your dad live? And I said, Ottawa. He goes, Ottawa. And then he turns to his manager guy that was with him, and he goes, Maury, aren't we playing in Ottawa? When? I thought the schedule. So then the guy goes, yeah. He goes, we're doing it in August. He goes, yes, take the man's name down, and we will. And so then he says, I will meet with your father, take him back, and we will speak. And I will put him in the front, because he will like to be, and then after. And so just put the number down on the paper. So then, like, I go to write the number down, and it occurs to me that my father's dead. So, but I don't want to say that to Bill Cosby, you know. So I just write down any fucking number. Like I just write the area code and then 7 digits. So that's the story. So then later, like a couple of months go by, and this also shows you like the power of like a guy like Bill Cosby. I was doing some lame thing on the Drew Carey show, you know, I was supposed to be a lawyer or something for one episode of the Drew Carey show. So I'm on the Drew Carey show. I'm rehearsing, and a lady runs up and she goes, Bill Cosby's on the phone, you know. So I go, what? So I go and I answer the phone, and it's there, I swear. It's Bill Cosby. So I go, hello? He goes, your father does not answer at the phone. I phoned the number, and the phone rang, and then another voice came that was a machine. And it was a person saying that the number was not used by a person and all this, you know. So I'm like, instead of just telling him, I just said, no, that's the number. That was all. I didn't know. It was impossible for me to say. But so anyway, that's the story. And then I told that story on Letterman once, and I guess Cosby saw it. And then the next day, this was when I was working on Saturday Night Live. The next day, I went to my office, and there was like 300 like things of flowers. There was flowers like everywhere in my office. And then and then about 5 days later, like I found there was a little tiny card on one of the flowers, and it said, I hate to be the one to break. I'm doing his voice, but it said, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but your father is long since dead. So that's the story. God damn, that was a long story.
But it was good. It was good. Have you had any contact with Dr. Cosby since then, Norm?
The doctor, yeah, Dr. William H. Cosby, ED.
Yeah, that's him.
No, I've never talked to Bill Cosby since then. But I love that guy.
How much are you bothered by the fact that this comedian who you really thought was great turns out to be this person doing horrible things? Do you separate his work from the person? Does it taint it at all?
Not at all.
Not
because Listen,
Not at all.
Listen. Suppose
Well, nothing else for me to do, but listen.
I don't know nothing about these old fellers, but you hear, hey, Beethoven.
Yeah.
Raped his own daughter.
He did?
Well, let's say he did.
Okay.
Would you give a good goddamn? Would you give a rat's ass?
Yeah, I would. That's pretty bad. Pick up different crime. Different crime.
Now, do you think Cosby's legacy will be hurt?
Yeah.
You do, huh? I mean, there was a comedian, Patton Oswalt, he told me, I think the worst part of the Cosby thing was the hypocrisy. And I disagreed.
You disagree with that?
Yeah. I thought it was the raping. That's my feeling. Most rapists are hypocrites. You don't meet many go, I like raping, and I know it's not politically correct, but by God, people go, well, he's not being a hypocrite, and that's the worst part.
And there was a story you had told about your father and Bill Cosby on David Letterman. Do you think you could share that with us here right now?
I remember that. Yeah, that was when. No, I opened for Bill Cosby.
Right.
You want me to tell you the story?
Yeah, tell the story. It was terrific.
No, I opened for Bill Cosby at this college. So there's 100,000 people at the college. You know, it's the University of Oklahoma. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, for sure. Like 100,000 people to see your show, Norm, or just?
No, to see Bill Cosby.
Oh, to see Bill Cosby.
I was opening for him.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, it's a football stadium, you know? So they have this little tiny, like, stage, you know, and so I went up there, and I had my suit on and everything, and then I talked, and I'm like, no one laughed. Like, they were all just talking to each other. I don't think they even noticed me on stage, you know? And they didn't mind that I was on stage, but they... They didn't boo or anything. I don't even think they saw me. So I finished my thing, and then I got off, and Bill Cosby came up, and he was wearing, and he talks like just in little. He talks like he doesn't use full sentences. So he said, "Why?" I was wearing a suit. He goes, "Why this suit? You know, suit," or something like that. So I said, "No, I was trying to show the respect." You know, Bill Cosby goes, "College, wear the sweatshirt and the pants," you know. So he just had a sweat suit on, you know. So, anyways, he says, this shows you how good Cosby is. He's like, he was asking the girl, like from the student union or whatever. He goes, "What's going on here?" You know. So she goes, "Well, next week we're playing Tulsa, and it's a big game, you know." So then he goes on stage and he goes. We're playing Oklahoma State. He goes, "Oklahoma State!" So everyone cheers, right? Then he goes, "Tulsa!" Then everyone boos. And then he says it slower. He goes, "Oklahoma State!" Then everyone like goes crazy. He goes, "Tulsa!" He does this like 6 times, and the audience is going insane by the end of it, like cheering and booing. And then at the end he goes, "Next week I'll be playing Tulsa. And I'll be doing that bit in reverse." Then he laughs. Someone laughs. So then they loved him. You know, they didn't even notice I was on stage. And so anyway, then the show ends. And then I'm talking to him, and I was telling him because when I grew up, my dad and I would listen to Bill Cosby albums. He would love Bill Cosby, my dad. So I said, "My dad loves you." He goes, "Where's your dad live?" And I said, "Ottawa." He goes, "Ottawa." And then he turns to his manager guy that was with him, and he goes, "Maury, aren't we playing in Ottawa? When? I thought the schedule..." So then the guy goes, "Yeah." He goes, "We're doing it in August." He goes, "Yes, take the man's name down, and we will..." And so then he says, "I will meet with your father, take him back, and we will speak. And I will put him in the front because people like to be, and then after. And so just put the number down on the paper." So then, like, I go to write the number down, and it occurs to me that my father's dead. So, but I don't want to say that to Bill Cosby, you know. So I just write down any fucking number. Like I just write the area code and then 7 digits. So that's the story. So then later, like a couple of months go by, and this also shows you like the power of like a guy like Bill Cosby. I was doing some lame thing on the Drew Carey show, you know, I was supposed to be a lawyer or something for one episode of the Drew Carey show. So I'm on the Drew Carey show. I'm rehearsing, and the lady runs up and she goes, "Bill Cosby's on the phone." You know. So I go, "What?" So I go and I answer the phone, and it's there, I swear. It's Bill Cosby. So I go, "Hello?" He goes, "Your father does not answer at the phone." I phoned the number, and the phone rang, and it then another voice came that was a machine, and it was a person saying that the number was not used by a person and all this, you know. So I'm like, instead of just telling him, I just said, "No, that's the number." That was all. I didn't know. It was impossible for me to say. But so anyway, that's the story. And then I told that story on Letterman once, and I guess Cosby saw it. And then the next day, this was when I was working at Saturday Night Live. The next day, I went to my office, and there was like 300 like things of flowers. There was flowers like everywhere in my office. And then and then about 5 days later, like I found there was a little tiny card on one of the flowers, and it said, I hate to be the one to break. I'm doing his voice, but it said, "I hate to be the one to break it to you, but your father is long since dead." So that's the story. God damn, that was a long story.
But it was good. It was good. Have you had any contact with Dr. Cosby since then, Norm?
The doctor, yeah, Dr. William H. Cosby, ED.
Yeah, that's him.
No, I've never talked to Bill Cosby since then. But I love that guy.
That's so amazing. And it was a great impression too. If I don't mind saying that, really, are we going to see lots of impressions from you when you're here in Calgary? And
oh yeah, no.
Little one, you've been away so long, and I need you now more than forever. More than forever.
You know, I had maybe the greatest Bill Cosby story ever.
Really?
And now it's not in the top 10,000. Because I'll tell people the story.
Right.
And then I'll constantly be interrupted by, and then did he rape you? I'm like, he didn't ever rape me. It had nothing to do with the story.
Now I'm just doing it to be funny. Yeah.
Come on. You got to be careful asking her, because from what I hear from the movies, all comedians will go into, well, a family goes into a talent agency, and they say, we've got this great act.
Right. This guy, they came to me to do that movie. He's talking about the Aristocrat.
Yeah. Right.
And I said, I've never heard that joke. You
But
know?
they have secret parties at Chevy Chase's house.
It's the gayest thing I've ever heard. I'm like, you're going to make us all sound like that's so gay that we all go backstage and go, hey, well, let's hear your version.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. That's
Everybody's
not true.
hanging.
That might have happened back in the 30s or something. But did you ever hear that?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't. That's the weirdest movie I ever saw. I was so angry about that thing.
All right, we got to go.
Stevie can't wait to get to Lamont and Ellie.
You say I don't listen. I tell you I try. And we both got our own problems. But
Guy goes into a talent agent's office and says, I have the greatest act in the world. It's a family act. And the agent goes, well, what do you people do? I come out dressed as Hitler in crotchless panties. I'd like to see that, actually. And we all drop our drawers and take a huge...
They might have to clean this up for TV.
Hashtag I'm with Norm.
Comedian Norm MacDonald has had a Tonight Show appearance next after some controversial remarks on the Me Too movement.
He made comments about the Me Too movement and his friend Roseanne and Louis C.K. And here's what he said. He said, I'm happy the Me Too movement has slowed down a bit. It used to be 100 women can't be lying. Then it became one woman can't lie. And that became, I believe, all women. And then you're like, what? Like that Chris Hardwick guy, I really thought got the blunt end of the stick there. He went on to say his friends, unlike the victims, his friends, the comedians, suffered more than the victims did. That he had to apologize
Not a good
for.
comment.
That was over the line.
He said, I'm happy the Me Too movement has slowed down a little bit. It used to be 100 women can't be lying, and then it became one woman can't lie, and that became, I believe, all women. And then you're like, what? So it's almost as if he's sort of saying that we're taking the women at their word without due process. And that's an argument that a lot of people have right now.
Norm MacDonald was supposed to be on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon last night, but the show canceled his appearance after the interview he gave to The Hollywood Reporter that was released yesterday. I think it would have been better for Norm MacDonald to get on camera and talk about this, because I think part of the reason that quote, it is in print. And I think the way he says it, yeah, it does. I get what he is saying. It makes sense that, you know, if you're friends with these people, you can't just completely abandon them. You want to reach out to them. But what he says, it makes it sound like he's saying that what the victims went through isn't as bad as what Louis and Roseanne went through, which is a terrible thing to say. And I don't think that's what he meant, but that's how it comes off in print.
There was a story today that the funniest comedian in America, Norm MacDonald, was booted from The Tonight Show. Because he criticized Me Too. And listen to what he said. He said, it used to be 100 women can't be lying. Then it became one woman can't lie. And then became, I believe, all women. And then you're like, what? And so they canceled his appearance on The Tonight Show. And he said of the Me Too movement, the model used to be admit wrongdoing, show complete contrition, and then we give you a second chance. Now it's admit wrongdoing and you're finished. And so the only way to survive is to deny, deny, deny. And he's absolutely right. But the thing is, don't apologize for it.
Let's say you disagree with Norm MacDonald here. Let's say you think what he thinks is unreasonable. Why wouldn't you have him on and just ask him about it? The reason is because we live in such a ridiculously censorious society that we have to make sure that people like Norm MacDonald are never hurt.
And if the left, the progressive left, silences Norm MacDonald successfully, the entire landscape of comedy changes forever.
Paradise, with your body I don't wanna share. We're making dynamite, explosive love intentions building in the air. Yeah. So baby.
I feel bad that Roseanne got fired. I think that we have to be more forgiving of people. I've spoken to Roseanne many times, and she's always been in tears, and she's paying a mighty penance for whatever transgression you might think she did.
You open for him?
No, well, I'm trying to think. I hung out with him a couple times. The Irvine one was the time I got really high with him. Ryan Sickler and I were in the parking lot before.
I'm so jealous.
Oh, and Ryan's always got good weed.
Yeah.
And he had some crazy sticky shit, and he was like, he's like, you want to smoke? I thought Norm was going to be like, I'm about to go on stage, which he was. And he was like, yeah. I was like, you're going to smoke right? I was like, you're going to smoke right now? Because that was like so scary to me to get that high right before. He packed this bowl. Norm hit it, took a monster hit.
I watched him take a monster hit off of
coughed
Rogan one time.
So hard, tear came down his face. You know, like when you're coughing that hard. And I was like, this is going to be bad. You know? I took a hit because I was watching him. We weren't performing that night. And the show's already started, and I had that that anxiety, of a 5-year comic, and he's a 30-year guy at the time.
Yeah,
I'm like, don't you got to get in there? He's like, huh. I'm like, how do you get in there? It's all I could think about. I was like, you got to get in there, man. Yeah. And he smoking, talking, told me. I asked questions. I asked about dirty work, and working. I go that scene with Rickles and Artie. And he told me the whole story, which was like a great story. Great story. How they couldn't fucking get the take because they all kept breaking and laughing, and they only had Rickles for a few hours.
Yeah.
Because that's just how it is in movies sometimes. So you got this guy for like 8 hours today. They got the usable shot that they use in the movie at like the 7th hour. Because he kept roasting them, and they were just falling apart,
Yeah.
And then they had him again like a week later for another scene. And that's the time that Frank Sinatra was dying in the hospital. And Norm had said he goes, so he comes for that second time when we're shooting with him. I knew that Frank was dying in the hospital.
Yeah.
So I just went up to Rickles and I go, hey, I am really sorry about Frank. I know he's a good friend of yours. And he said, Rick was like, yeah, I was with him in the hospital yesterday, and I telling him that I loved him, and he was all like that. And I was like, and then Norm was like, oh my God. But that's Rickles, like Rickles mocking his dying friend.
Rickles, man, he's the real
He's the
deal.
best, yeah.
He's the funniest guy. And so that week, Sinatra was on his deathbed. Right?
Frank
Sinatra, Rickles', close friend, So at lunch, I was like, people were like, should we mention Sinatra? I don't think we should mention it, bum him out, But then I said, I don't want to ask him, So I said, hey, Frank, hey, Don, have you talked to Frank lately, And he goes, yeah, I saw him last week. There was a lot of this. Died 4 days later. And then I said, oh. And he goes, yeah. He goes, it's a lot of me with my head 2 inches from Frank's face going, I'm not Barbara.
Some days we get closer. Things that we never really needed. Promises that we never thought of keeping safe. I guess it's never over if we never got it through.
And then I thought I'd tell you this. We walk from the parking lot into, this is the old Irvine Improv.
Yeah.
We walk in the front, and then there's the showroom doors, and then there's the pathway down. Dude, it's like a movie. We walk in the front doors, and then those showroom doors open. And as the showroom doors open, they're like, Norm MacDonald. He's got on this leather blazer on, and he's holding a Coke, twist-off Coke.
Yeah.
And he just walks up there, and you know, place goes nuts. It was packed. And he's like, yeah, you know, some people drink Sprite. It's fucking gross. And he just fucking, it's like talking like that, like just off the top of his head about how gross Sprite is. God. And murdering. And then Ryan and I are in the back. We're like, holy shit. And we're like, we're so high. He's so high right now. So high. And he's up there just killing, man.
Well, but I've seen you go for like 20 minutes, and then the next 20 you get into a darker place, which is, for me, I really love it. Like, I love when you get...
Well,
when
I find it's like seducing, you know, you give the candy and the flour in the first 20 minutes, and then you're ramming it up their fucking hot ass later.
Right, but when you're giving candy... and
big cock.
Right, but when you're giving the flowers and the candy, is it to a kid? Or is it, because I know the second part of what you just said.
This is a joke I heard. You want to hear a joke?
Please.
Okay. This guy is driving down. He's a pedophile.
Why is the big cock always juicy with you? I mean, ever since I've known you, it's like, it's a juicy big cock. So is it like prime rib? Does it have drippings? If you go to eat it like corn, is it like a Hoffy? I mean, it's got... you put paper towels under it because it's going to have drippings?
Well, you know, the actual truth of it is like, it's like, here's my hot cock. The truth of it is,
well, who says that?
People always say that. My hot
and they're
cock.
doing this on a walker?
No, that's the lady's hips.
Oh.
So, but the truth is, a vagina is hot. A cock is actually cold. But of course, you know,
mine gets warm.
You think it does in your head, but no.
No, in my hand.
No, your hand is
My
hot.
head's colder than my cock.
Your hand is colder than your cock.
Yeah, if I touch my head and then touch my cock is hotter.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near as hot as the woman's vagina. So she's getting a cold
depend
cock.
on the woman?
That's where they came with the impression, the cold cock punch. But here's the joke.
No, the cold cock punch has nothing to do.
But here's the joke.
Cold cock it's got cock a trigger. Yeah. So you're cold cocking like you would a trigger.
Yeah, you're way
not like a hot cock that you hit somebody with their hot. Here's a hot cock, I'm gonna knock you out.
That's interesting. I
it's
didn't
not
know
bad.
that.
It'd be cool if I had a
so
cock
that
I could knock
makes
someone
sense.
out.
Oh, that'd be
a
great.
cold cock.
You censor this?
No, but this is the joke.
You're just gonna
I don't really want to do this
juicy.
joke because we want to get onto stuff, but I'll tell you quickly.
Please.
So it's a guy, a pedophile, is driving in a car, and he sees a kid, and the kid is going through a dumpster, and the kid finds a welding hat. A lot of things happen in this joke, coincidentally.
Right.
He finds a welding mask, and the kid puts on the welding mask, and he's running around having fun with the welding mask. And the pedophile goes, "You want to drive, kid?" The kid goes, "Sure." So the kid gets in, and the pedophile says to the kid who's wearing this welding mask, he says, "Would you like? Do you like to get your cock sucked?" And the kid goes, "Oh no, what? No." And he says, do you want to suck a cock, suck my cock?" "Oh, no. Well, how about would you like to get my big juicy cock shoved up your hot ass?"
It's gonna have a clean punchline. I
So
know that.
finally the kid goes, "Oh, I understand. No. I'm not actually a welder."
Right.
That's a crazy joke. Hey, do you want to take? Hey, I asked
take some questions?
I asked my Twitter followers for questions for Bob Saget.
But is it pedophile? Is that the actual word? It's pedophile, isn't it?
No, it's pedophile.
Is it pedo?
I was at a party with a friend and I noticed you first, and you returned my gaze, knew how to quench my thirst. You took me to that room like a dream come true. The dance you performed was just for me and you. Kisses on the neck, then you work your way down. Let yourself go for me all around town. Seductively still.
The great gift could have been to be in a room full of people when Norm did that for those people. Right. Because that would have evaluated, measured, and directed what he's talking about. Mm-hmm. And for us to sit here and look at it is not a true test of anything, really, other than we all love Norm. And my God, he's certainly prolific, certainly energetic, but we weren't watching stand-up comedy because it was impossible. But there's something there, for sure. The element that I always admired was the connection to the audience. And his asides and his looks and his pauses were interpreted exactly the way he knew they would be interpreted, and that fueled the ridiculous nature of some of the presentation. And without that audience, you don't get the full measure of Norm. It was like the audience was his partner. Everybody was in this together.
His timing is like a drummer's. It's like a jazz drummer.
But what would the timing have been with an audience? Still perfect?
I can't tell. You know, he's so nice with it. I feel like it looked like it was supposed to be that. I can't. It's hard to explain.
This is like listening to a good book on tape. How would those have registered in front of a live audience, do you think?
Not one of the suckers' mother's tits would kill.
Oh, well, that would have murdered. He had a
went
bunch
all
of
the way
things that
around
would
the
have
barn
murdered.
for that.
Because, he went all the way. It's right. That's the right. He went all the way around the barn. He had this great way of making you. He'd plant the seed, walk all over the hill, around the silo, down to the brook. You've forgotten about it, and then he lands that again, and it's joyous. It's just joyous.
Do we know if he did any of this material in front of an audience?
We knew some from that tour. That tour was right before Corona. I think it was around.
If he were alive and we're doing this show that we watched tonight somewhere in front of 200, 300, 400 people, killer, standing O, what would be their impact?
He didn't have to leave on a big laugh. So he would go on. Some of his shit would murder.
Yeah.
Some of his shit would eat it. Some people would be like get annoyed, upset that he said it. And then, like most of us, you go, let me get out of this fucking hole and come up with a big joke because I'm about to get off. He'd go, all right, let's keep going down and we'll get out on that.
And it's fun to watch him acknowledge what would be the silence.
Yeah, I can see.
And enjoy it.
And I can see in his mind, there was a crowd there. He was anticipating this crowd, and which reminds me again, this guy was very deliberate in how he approached this, because it does seem like jazz, but it's very methodical.
I'm used to say goodbye, nothing new to me. Baby, I'm trying to survive, and I know that you believe in a world with happy endings. So tired of pretending.
There's some stuff that's for sure laugh lines that would work anywhere, and then he pulls you away from it for a while, and then they're trickier stuff. It's trickier to figure it out, and he would lose some people.
It's hard to separate. I buy it. You know what I mean? Like I'm in.
Yeah,
that's right.
And it's like watching a 4-hour movie set at a certain point. It's like I'm just invested in this as an experience.
That's true.
And it's really hard to separate myself from that.
Tell him your best story.
My best story was the Steve. You just fucking told it.
No, if you have any, He's a comedian. You were the Tempe Improv?
Okay.
What was your joke?
You had one joke?
No, it was so ridiculous. It was stupid.
What was it?
Oh God, man! It was something like don't take a shot from a girl at a bar because it looks ridiculous. It's never good. I think the punchline was is this a Care Bear cum shot or something? It was really ridiculous.
Don't take a shot at a girl at a bar. I think it has to do with the Care Bears. It's like, what?
That was the worst.
I don't remember it. It was so long ago, but that was the gist of it, and that's why I don't do stand-up anymore.
You should open with it.
Yeah. I should open and close with it.
He can't even tell his own joke.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a good,
anything.
Yeah, I mean, clearly. I mean, it's like.
Some days we get closer. Things that we never really needed. Promises that we never thought of keeping safe. I guess it's never over if we never got a chance.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay.
You're a bisexual.
Is that true? Yeah. Somebody asked me today, your producer actually, said,
So you came out a couple years ago, and what was that like? Was it a big? I said, no, I didn't. I've never hid it.
Yeah, but you've never come out.
I never came out. I didn't have to.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I just thought of an idea.
What's that?
What if he comes out here on the show?
Brilliant idea for comedy weeks.
Bisexuality is a real thing.
Some people don't think it's real.
They don't think it's real.
Yeah.
The joke that I heard is, like with me, people say when I say I'm bi, straight people say, yeah, whatever, you're gay, and gay people say, yeah, whatever, you're gay. Like it's a cover up.
Isn't that interesting? Because
Yeah.
I think the opposite.
That it's a cover up to being
Not
straight?
a cover up, but I think that bisexuals are straight. I even think gay guys are straight. And I'll tell you,
I know what you mean, but that's because you are so straight.
No,
that's really what it is.
This is why, because let's say you're gay.
You can't
right?
comprehend.
And you. No, I can comprehend. But let's say
there really is such a thing as bi. But go ahead, let me hear it.
Let's say you're gay.
Yeah.
Strictly gay, right? In society.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're hiding it. You marry a woman, you fuck her, you have kids, right?
This happens all the time.
Happens all the time. Now, let's take the reverse of that. Let's say you're straight. Can you imagine, just completely straight, could you imagine a scenario where you would enter a gay relationship, get your ass fucked every night for years just to put on appearances for the folks next door? I think a guy that fucks asses has an easier time fucking a pussy than a guy who generally fucks pussy moving over to a guy's hairy ass.
It's all,
I don't put it that way.
No, I don't think, because to me it's not, I think you're just confused.
Okay.
Because I think it's not about gender for me.
It's not about gender.
No. It's
like playing the numbers, just, I mean, it makes sense.
It's just like me being attracted to somebody doesn't have to do with whether they're a man or a woman.
Yeah, what does it have to do with?
No, I almost said their personality, but it does. I mean, that comes into play. But it's like, to me, this sounds even more shallow, but just beauty.
Yeah.
And men, you're a very beautiful man.
It sounds less shallow.
Well, no, it's shallow if you're just attracted to like a hot car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're getting into some because intimacy and sex is what There's love and then there's sex, and sometimes they happen at the same time.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just sex, and sometimes it's like there's just a hot woman or a hot guy.
Are bisexuals? Do they generally get to in the homosexual part use their cocks? Do you know what I mean by that?
Everybody uses their cocks.
Well, no, they're not the guy getting fucked up the ass.
That's the other weird thing. When a guy has that kind of... I have had relationships with guys that really are straight. But I am having sex. I'm popping it up.
Yeah. Well, I believe that
straight.
a person that is not homophobic, because I think homophobia runs very deep.
Yes.
And I would say, that's what I say to my friends. I go, well, if you're not homophobic, why not whack off your friend that's a gay guy? Like, what's stopping you? Or blowing him? Or letting him fuck you in the ass? What's stopping you? You're not getting anything out of it, but he's having a hell of a time.
Well, that's where my window of opportunity
I bet it is, right?
One of them,
That is,
only if I like the person, and that's one of my arguments. But come on, it would be like that. It is kind of gross, if you're not into it, because it's like why not jerk your dog off? Your dog probably likes it, but that's because it's gross. Yeah, he's a weird one, man.
How many people, though, seriously? No, I agree with you, it's gross, but do you think that happens a lot? Like lonely people and their dogs?
Jerking off their dogs?
Oh, yeah. Every time I see a woman walking down the street with a real big dog, I'm like, oh, they're going out.
Women?
Women are
but they don't
going
even
out
like
with
fucking.
They're going out with their dogs. No, they get their dogs to either go down on them. Judd Apatow recently, and I'm apologizing to him.
Oh, but his dog is
No.
sexy. I just thought of a good show. Fucking with the Stars.
Now that I would win.
Who would not watch
right
that?
to the top.
I would watch that.
You good at
every
fucking?
week.
You're probably good at fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never open up about my own sexuality, but I will right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm bad at whacking off.
What?
Bad at it?
Yeah.
How could you be bad at it?
I know. You would think it would be easy. It would be fortunate.
You cannot make yourself come?
Oh, I can, but at the wrong times. And I didn't even know about lotion.
Oh, till when?
Till somebody that was intimate with me said, "What are all those big red scabs on your cock?" And I was like, "That's from my fucking furious whacking off."
Well, when was this? How many years ago?
I used like gloves.
What kind of gloves?
Sandpaper. No, look, I'm not good at sex.
Yeah, no, at all.
No, nothing.
It doesn't interest you.
That's the reason.
Yeah,
you got to be interested in something. This is my move. First of all, I'm not good at getting ladies.
Because you don't care.
Yeah, so I'll try to, like, I try to make it fast. Like, if I see a girl drinking at a bar, right? I'll go up behind her. I'll go. I can get us a bottle. And that doesn't work very often. But sometimes
want to
it
get
does.
right.
Yeah, I want to get right. Then I get the lady. I turn off all the lights in the room so it's pitch black, and then I lay down on top of her for 5-10 minutes. And I don't get a lot of return people.
Go well.
But you remind me of a guy that's good at fucking.
I love it.
Fucking and sucking.